Hello everyone and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Raiders will play in the 89th annual Thanksgiving Day football game, and it's going to be a great day for it. My name is Jonathan Collier and being joined by Jim Timmons. And Jim, we are finally here at Thanksgiving Day. Last year got postponed because of the coronavirus and we had a game in April, but we're back here at the stadium on Thanksgiving morning, how it should be.
Yeah, you mentioned April. This is going to be the first time in the history of this great rivalry that we're going to have two Thanksgiving Day games played in the same year. So this is the second 2021 battle between the two schools. North taking the first one in April, and we won't review that too closely in deference to our Quincy High viewers. But that was a North win. North's looking to sweep the year here today, and they're the home team. Danny Ventura of the Herald has North Quincy High as the favorite coming in. But otherwise, as you said, John, absolutely beautiful day here at Veterans Stadium. It's mild temperature, perfect sun, and our shots of the end zone flag, the flag's been still most of the morning.
Certainly has. Both teams come into the game with a record of 4-5, and they played in a very tough Patriot League, Jim, and they held their own there. They did well. They held close to some of the tough teams. Scituate, very great team in the Patriot League, and going to the state finals. Both teams held their own, and then they were able to kind of beat up on some of the other teams as well, so that was good for them. So they come in here, equal records 4-5, and this will be the tiebreaker here to see if who can get on the 5-5 here this year.
Yes, North Quincy played Scituate and Abington. They didn't shy away from tough ball games. And it's funny, back in the day, I know some of our older viewers are probably thinking Scituate and Abington. Back in the 80s, North Quincy High was in the Greater Boston League, 70s and 80s, and they'd play teams like Cambridge, Waltham, Brockton. Now, a reflection of what happened in the real estate market in Massachusetts, a lot of people migrated to the South Shore, and now the football powers in our Eastern Mass, all across Eastern Mass, I should say, are in towns like Scituate, Cohasset, Duxbury, Franklin, smaller communities where people went to start their families, and now they're big high school football programs. So that's the reality of today. The Patriot League had several teams make it to state finals in several different sports. And so that's where we are today. That explains the 4-5 records, but it's still going to be a great game.
Yep, certainly will be.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be joined shortly by our first guest here. We'll see if we can get his attention when we'll have him come over.
Yeah, I'll walk over. I'll go off camera where I'm most comfortable, and I'll get the mayor and our two ADs. I would like to say, talk to J.J. Niamke. And those of you who know J.J. know he was a terrific Quincy High athlete, and now he's the North Quincy High athletic director. And there are several debates about whether he looks better in red and black or blue. But JJ knows both programs and told me that today's going to be a terrific football game. He's expecting it to be close and exciting. So we'll look forward to that. So I'll be back in a minute with our first guest.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Jim. As you were talking about some of the South Shore powers, Scituate and Duxbury are going to be facing off in the Division IV final at Gillette Stadium coming up very soon. So again, some of the tough players that Quincy and North Quincy face off each year, Plymouth South in that group as well. Going to be joined here by Mayor Thomas Koch. Mayor, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you, Jonathan.
Same to you. Excellent.
Family, Jim.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Nice to see you this morning.
The voices of Quincy football.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I was talking to your son Thomas a little earlier. Tom's on the sidelines now with the North Quincy football game. I was trying to get him to come over on camera with us, but in a shocking...
better chance of seeing God, Jim.
Yeah, so I told him that instead we were going to have Abigail come on and talk about 4 years without Tom in the house, and he thought I was serious, which I had a little
She would have gladly done that, I'm
yeah,
sure.
Okay. So,
how did he look? He was a little late last night.
Well, he's ready for game time, I'll tell you that. He knows how to come back ready for game time, and we know that from watching him play. So
he loves the game.
Yeah,
truly
good,
does.
Good. Yeah, they're looking good.
And speaking of the game, Mayor, everyone always is thankful to come out here on Thanksgiving morning and actually be on Thanksgiving morning this year. So they're kind of good that we can be able to do it, enjoy it here in the stadium.
Yeah, indeed. It's been a rough couple of years, almost 2 years now. And, you see what's going on nationally the last couple of years. It's still the greatest country in the world. We still have so much to be thankful for. And, there's always challenges, individuals, different issues. We work through those challenges. But People come from all over the world, die to get here because of the great opportunity we have. We shouldn't lose sight of that. And we should also keep in mind those that are serving us around the country and the world today. They're not home with their families for Thanksgiving. They're keeping the peace around the world. So we have a lot to be grateful for.
That's one of the reasons Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's everyone is involved with it. It doesn't matter what religion or race or creed. It's an American holiday. Everyone can come out and like you said, give thanks for everything that we do have in this country.
I agree with that. The food may be a little different with each of the cultures, but
Yep.
Absolutely, it is a great American holiday. We should come together as Americans.
Yeah, and from a more local perspective, the student body presence here today. We've got a cheerleading squad from both schools with a number of participants. We've got the school bands occupying half the stands here. It's really a terrific turnout from several sectors of the schools.
It brings everybody together. We talk about graduation time. I love that time of year because we see our kids graduating and move on. But events like this, it brings the entire community together. A lot of people come back to see the game, but they all come back to see their friends, their classmates, kind of a bit of a reunion. So it is. It's a great day, and of course the weather just makes it. I hope people fill up the stands.
Go ahead, John.
And Mayor, Thanksgiving really kicks off all the festivities here in the city of Quincy as well. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Christmas festival in the city with the lighting of the green and Santa's arrival and, of course, the parade. So it really kicks things off for this weekend.
Really does, and I want to thank all the city departments that work so hard to prepare the city. Hancock Adams Common is going to be tremendous. The following week, we're actually going to do a separate tree lighting for the veterans down at the Generals Park and Bridge area. The different business districts of the city we decorate as well. We're hoping for good weather tomorrow night. It's looking a little iffy, but I know even if it's not tomorrow night, families come up and enjoy that space. And something a little different this year on Saturday. We're Santa coming in by helicopter. He's tired of jumping, so he's looking for the easier route into Pageant. And then, of course, Sunday is the big parade. And I'll tell you, the band, this North Quincy High band, just continues to grow. They look terrific on Veterans Day, and I put some money on them for winning the thing on Sunday for sure.
Well, I believe they came in second place in the national, the state finals a couple of weeks ago.
That's tremendous.
So they did a really good job doing that. And the band is really an example of how big they've come along the past few years. Jim and I always talk about how great they sound, and we'll see them at halftime doing a fantastic show here today as well.
Buck the trend because a lot of the high school bands across the state are dropping in numbers, and they continue to grow, which is, I can congratulate the leadership there. They really spend a lot of good time. They put a quality program together, and you know what? Whether you're playing football, whether you're in band, you're in a club, it's great to have the kids involved.
Well, we're seeing a lot of folks come back. We're gonna, for the game, we're gonna let you go so you can say hello to people. We dragged you away from one conversation. Appreciate your time this morning, Mayor. And if you want to come up at halftime and say hello again, feel free to. I know you don't like to comment on the game or make any predictions, so we won't
No, I
even
do
bother
not.
with that. Yeah. We're predicting excitement today.
I'll go with that, and certainly for the viewers out there, I want to wish you and your loved ones a very happy Thanksgiving. God bless.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Mayor, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
I was going to try to get a hold of our ADs, but they're working hard as well, and I'd just like to mention them again. I had mentioned JJ before, but Kevin Mahoney, the AD at Quincy High School, JJ Niamke, the AD at North, they do a terrific job with the kids, John. And I asked each of them for a couple of tidbits and talking points about what's going on with the programs, and right away, both of them knew athletes, knew what was going on. There are boys who are entering the military, and they talked about those commitments. We'll mention them when we get back up in the booth. But we're very fortunate in Quincy to have two ADs, one at each of the high schools. That's made a big difference, and it's helped with the programs.
Jim, talk a little bit about the coaches for both the teams. They've really got a really good atmosphere for the teams and brought back the sense of culture that might have been missing for a few years. Obviously, winning helps a little bit that as well, but it really starts from the top down with the head coaches.
Yeah, that's correct. We'll start at North Quincy High. Coach Craig, real passionate guy. Those of us who have seen him on the sidelines and saw him play back in the day. He's a passionate leader, and very impressed by how he deals with the kids. He's the type of guy who corrects behavior. He doesn't scream at it. And I really respect that a lot about him. We've seen things go on the field, including, penalties that shouldn't have occurred. And Coach Craig gets right over to the player, but rather than, I've seen him scream, yell once or twice, normally at officials. And we all know they deserve that. But Ryan does a terrific job with the athletes, and it's shown in terms of the numbers and the participation at North. One of the big problems at North Quincy High was a drop-off in numbers in the recent past. There's a lot to do down at the high school. There's been some transitions in, the cultural makeup. We all know there's a large Asian culture down in North Quincy, and a lot of those families didn't have football backgrounds. But I recall a couple of years ago being at North Quincy's Creedon Field for a football game we were covering, and the star running back and linebacker for North Quincy High was a Vietnamese boy. His parents were in front of us because we were outside, and they didn't even speak English well, but they were at the game, they were watching the football, and what's happened is there's been a transition now where at North Quincy High School the numbers are back, the participation in football at all three levels has been much greater, and that's a good sign for the North program. The other end of the city, the Quincy program, that was more constant, and perhaps in part because we recall back in the Coach Bob Noble era, and I know you remember this as a Quincy High grad. Quincy High went on a streak of winning Thanksgiving Day games, which, what was it, 10 in a row?
I think it was 9 in a row, and then it was 14 or 15 or something along those lines.
Yeah, it was absolutely dominant in the late 80s into the early 90s. I know North had, I should say, mid to late 90s into early 2000s.
Yep.
It's all, I'm sad to acknowledge that things are starting to run decades run together for me. Yeah, because we all recall the 1992 Super Bowl team at North. The football program back then at North was a good one, but Quincy High was dominating this series for a while and had a very consistent turnout as far as numbers and participation because football remained a program that was exciting. Kids were proud to be part of it. Then the new high school came online at Quincy, and the school pride and the consistency at Quincy High in terms of the program, that's been there. Coach Carey came up through the program. He's been on the coaching staff for a while, and now he's taken over the team. And he's another guy I very much enjoy watching how he and his entire staff handle the kids on the sideline. They do an excellent job of coaching and not just yelling at kids. So both programs are in a good direction. They still need to backfill in the numbers a little better. I do think another little factor that's been a positive is Quincy High School, when the new high school was built, they got the George Burke weight room. And that facility is a terrific facility that the athletes use. North Quincy High has enhanced its weight room facilities, and I know in the recent past there's been more of a culture of getting in the weight room for the kids. So the athletes have the the equipment and the opportunity to improve, and a lot of that's been going on in these programs.
And you talk about the facilities as well, just where we are right now, Veterans Memorial Stadium, when it got renovated a few years ago, is really one of the top football stadiums in the state, especially for high school football. And we've seen that where the state wants to come to Quincy and have high school football games and championship games here. Last weekend there were 3 semifinal games that were here, and I saw some comments on Facebook and online saying that parents were impressed. They didn't know Quincy has such a great stadium. The scoreboard that we're lucky to have, it really makes it a top-notch thing. The locker rooms being redone, just the whole facility redone. So that brings kids out. And then, like you said, Creedon Field, certainly nice to have down at North Quincy. They were missing that facility. And then just, the gyms and facilities overall brings kids out because they like to play in those facilities.
Yeah, you're right. If a young person in Quincy wants to participate in athletics, the opportunity's there. They've got the skating rink, and the Quincy Youth Hockey Program has been a preeminent hockey program in the region for decades now. Soccer is catching up in terms of facilities, but you're right. This is a spectacular schoolboy facility, and we've got one of the finest scoreboards. That's a collegiate level scoreboard in the south end zone, and we were up here covering a North Quincy game a couple of weeks back, and they were running replays on the scoreboard, which that's really something when you're in a stadium and you're getting replays. So you're right about that, John, a terrific facility. We have our new truck here today, so they also have first in the nation coverage capabilities here. So
yeah, we're excited. This is the first time we've had the truck full out completely with replay and all the cameras and down the field and people watching live on TV and live online as well. So we're excited for that. We've been waiting a long time to get the new truck out and running, and a lot of it comes down to the volunteers of QATV as well. They're come out here on Thanksgiving morning, giving up time with their families to help bring you watching at home this coverage. So we appreciate all of our volunteers and the staff of QATV as well, who are here to make sure things are possible. QATV's engineer, Chris Potter, was here at around 4 in the morning, Jim, to make sure things were getting ready. The truck was warmed up and was pulling cable when I pulled in as well. So it takes a lot of effort here to make sure from staff and volunteers to get everything out and about. But I know one of the volunteers, Matt, who's behind camera right now, said Thanksgiving is probably his favorite day because he loves coming out and doing the game. It's an excitement, and a lot of the volunteers say that as well, that they like coming out and helping out. And it is an exciting thing to be out here, the atmosphere of Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, we missed it last year, but like I said, we're back here this year.
Yeah, well, we were here in April,
True,
so we got to see that, and it was a similar day. And just one other little, I'll tease the game. Every year we talk about the fact that the team that establishes the running game is generally the team that wins this game. And last year, the Brendan Hines story and the North Quincy running game, they really took over. In prior years, Quincy has had its share of running attacks. Well, today we have two veteran offensive lines. Talking with J.J. Niemke earlier in the week, he said that's what he thinks is going to be exciting, seeing how the athletes match up. A lot of two-way athletes, so conditioning today is going to be a factor. But we're going to look at the running game, see how it goes, and we're looking forward to a lot of excitement in today's game.
Certainly, Jim. Well, Quincy High has already gone to the locker room. North Quincy is going in as we speak, so that means it's time for Jim and I to head up to the booth and get ready for kickoff. So Jim and I will take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with kickoff in just a small moment. Thanks for tuning in to QATV's coverage of the 89th Annual Thanksgiving Day Football Game. We'll be right back.
Annual Thanksgiving Day football game between the home team North Quincy High School Raiders and the visiting Quincy High School Presidents. At this time, I would ask you to look toward midfield, where we will present the homecoming king and queen from our respective high schools. The Honorable Mayor Thomas P. Koch and North Quincy High School Principal Keith Ford will escort North Quincy High School's homecoming king and queen to the center of the field. The queen from North Quincy could not attend today's game, but we would like to recognize her for this honor. Please welcome King Michael Colantonio and Queen Rima Zahraddin. Now, please welcome Superintendent Mr. Kevin Mulvey, Assistant Superintendent Erin Perkins, and Quincy High School Principal Larry Taglieri, who will escort Quincy High School's homecoming king and queen to the center of the field. Please welcome this year's king, Clayton Corley, and queen, Mia Hines. How about a nice round of applause for the homecoming kings and queens from both schools? Let's welcome the Quincy North Quincy Marching Band to the field under the direction of Matt Kavanaugh.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Raiders will meet for on Thanksgiving morning for the 89th time here in the city of Quincy. My name is Jonathan Clary, and I'm being joined by Jim Timmons up here in the booth. And the North Quincy is in the tunnel getting ready to come out. Presidents have already come out, and the band is on the field ready to kick off this morning. We've talked a little bit about pregame as the teams are getting ready to come out onto the field and warming up. And it's a great morning here on Thanksgiving. Crowd is still filing in here at the stadium, and it's been a pretty good turnout so far. And just getting ready for the Raiders to come out onto the field, Jim, and we'll have kickoff in just a little bit.
Yeah, we had a nice little pregame. We were down on the field for a while talking to some of the coaches, staff, couple of, we got a feel for team being led out onto the field, North Quincy High that is, by big number 66, Brandon Baker. So I had mentioned during the pregame, this looks to be an exciting matchup today. We have two teams with 4 and 5 records, which in and of itself doesn't speak to football excellence. However, when North and Quincy get together on Thanksgiving Day, we know the matchup is always a terrific one. And as I mentioned in the pregame, J.J. Niamke, athletic director at North, former Quincy High star athlete, he knows both programs well, and he's expecting a really exciting game today. So we're looking forward with great anticipation as we turn it over to the band, John.
Yeah, JJ was part of the 2003 playoff team for Quincy High under Coach Bob Noble, as you mentioned earlier on, Jim. And talk about, you never know what's going to happen. There could be a fumble return for a touchdown, or a punt return for a touchdown, or a running back goes off for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. You never know what's going to happen, but there's always one player that kind of comes out of nowhere and seems to have a surprise game for one of the teams, and that seems to always be the key factor. So we'll see who that player here is today. The ROTC from North Quincy High School is coming out onto the field with our nation's colors. And as you said, Jim, the band is out on the field getting ready for the national anthem as well. So we will go down to the field for our national anthem.
Can we call your attention to the center of the field for the coin toss? Please welcome the captains to midfield. The captains of the Presidents are number 1, Jared Walker, number 14, Will Plouffe, number 32, Clayton Corley, and 56, Riley O'Connell. The captains for the Raiders are 28, Thomas Murray, 44, Matt Craig, 66, Brandon Baker, and 88, Colin Geary. Our mayor, the Honorable Thomas P. Koch, will participate in the coin toss.
Bring it in. Come on in, Red. Bring it into the goalpost. Let me just introduce. Happy Thanksgiving, Captain. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. You're doing the talking today?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. You doing the talking today?
Yes, sir.
Great. Mayor, would you like to say hello to the captains?
Good to see you, gents. Part of a great tradition. You don't get a redo on this game. Give it out. Enjoy.
Visiting team of the Presidents. I want to show you Mike Coyne. Head will be the referee. Tail will be the football. Captains, head will be the referee. Football is going to be tails. I'm going to ask the mayor to join me and toss the coin. We're going to let it drop. Make your call loud so we all hear that. What do you call?
Tails.
Calls tails. We're going to look for the football. Please. We have tails.
Has performed the coin toss.
Quincy, you've won the toss.
We're going to defer.
You want to defer? Quincy has won the toss. Deferred their option to the second half. North Quincy, you want the football? Of course. What direction would you like to go, men? You want to kick that way? If you'll go down there with the umpire. Raiders, if you'll come down here with me. Okay, right here with me, gentlemen. Right here with me. All right, we're going to start the game with the Raiders receiving. Handshake, gentlemen. Bring out your kicking teams.
Raiders will receive and defend the north goal.
All right, so as you heard on the coin toss there, Quincy won the toss, calling tails, and they're going to defer their option to the second half. The Raiders will receive the kick, defending the north end zone, and Quincy defending the south end zone. Captains for the teams was number 14, Will Plouffe, number 32, Clayton Corley, number 56, Riley O'Connell for the Presidents. And for North Quincy, it was Thomas Murray, number 28, number 44, Matt Craig, number 66, Brandon Baker, and number 88, Colm Gary.
In the armed forces. Thank you. Please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the North Quincy High School ROTC unit under the direction of Master Sergeant Don DiLorenzo. And now the playing of the national anthem by the North Quincy and Quincy Band under the direction of Matt Kavanaugh.
All right, great job there by the combined Quincy North Quincy Marching Band. We sang their praises and on the pregame show as well, and they lived up to the hype, so great job by them. Real quick, I neglected to mention Jared Walker, number 1, the captain for Quincy High School, who was out on the field for the coin toss as well.
Yeah, we're expecting a big game today from Jared Walker. He's one of the key players for Quincy High School on both sides of the ball, John, and we'll be watching his performance as a running back and as a run-stopping linebacker. So he'll be a key figure in today's game.
Referee for today's game is John Mahoney, a Quincy resident. You heard him down on the field with the coin toss with the captains as well. All right, so as you heard, Presidents won the toss and getting ready to kick it off to start the game. Number 12, Drew Beretti, will be kicking it away for the Presidents. Back deep for North Quincy is number 22, Hunter McIsaac.
Kicking off for the Presidents, number 12, Drew Beretti.
Now, McIsaac's back there alone, actually, and he's looking right into the sun. The only real weather factor today will be the sun, where we're playing early in the morning. It's still a little low on the horizon, and it's something that McIsaac's looking right into, so he better cover that football.
So the ball took a funky bounce. It bounced at about the 17-yard line, then it rolled towards Quincy side of the field, and McIsaac was able to jump on it at about the 21, and that's where the Raiders will start this drive.
Yeah, that was almost one of the most spectacular onside kicks in history. It was a what I would call a regular or normal kickoff, but because of the time it took, there was some nice height under the ball, and took a little while to get downfield. And Quincy's kickoff team was down on the coverage, but McIsaac covered the ball, and North's going to start just outside their 20 at the 22, John, 1st and 10.
All right, Quincy comes out. North comes out with Cooper Hansen under center. Nate Caldwell goes in motion. Handoff goes to Hunter McIsaac, and they get McIsaac up to about the 25-yard line, so a gain of 3 on first down.
Yeah, this is what we're going to see today is running games from both programs trying to get established here. Both schools are going to try to establish their running game. A moment ago, the sun is illuminating the field from our right to our left. It's the south end of the field is where the sun's located. And if you look at the shadows on the field, they're almost straight out from the athletes. So the sun is in the eye of the quarterback, and North Quincy is going to be heading into the sun. We'll talk a minute about how it affects receivers as North faces a 2nd and 8.
All right, 2nd down for the Raiders. McIsaac with the carry, fighting his way forward up to the 30-yard line. Nice run there by McIsaac. Look up for Matt Hooley, number 58 for the Presidents, comes up to make the tackle.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 2, John, as both lines seek to establish themselves. The North offensive line, an all-veteran squad. We'll talk about them individually as we progress, but they're going up against a Quincy squad that's equally veteran and equally tough. Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and Hansen has a nice job, fights his way right up the middle of the field, and he'll pick up the first down. He goes all the way up to the 34-yard line.
Nice call by Hansen. And we're talking again about a veteran athlete there. Hansen got up to the line and saw the way that the Quincy defense was set, and he saw a seam for himself, so he picked up the first down. So North Quincy at the 35-yard line now. First down on their first possession. That always makes you feel good. Quincy digging in now. They got a few more guys in the box here looking to stop the run, John.
Matt Craig gets his first carry of the game for the Raiders, and they'll spot him down at about the 39-yard line.
Quincy trying to make a quick adjustment on the fly here. North going no huddle. Quincy's got 7 guys up in the box here looking to stop the run, John. They're focusing on stopping that, knowing that that's North's priority to establish today.
2nd down now for the Raiders. Craig with a pitch over to the right side, and he's going to get met and hit there by number 4, Ruben Charles, who comes up for the tackle, and they'll mark Craig out at about the 42.
Yeah, Ruben and a few others stop Craig. Nice gang tackling by the Presidents. And North's in another 3rd and short here early on with the clock running. So this is what North Quincy wanted to see. A little running game. They don't mind the 3 downs and a cloud of dust here although we're playing on field turf. So some of our viewers may not know what I was talking about there.
The old facts and feel is what they're thinking about, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, McIsaac on the carry. He'll pick up the first down for the Raiders. They mark him down at the North 48, but it moves the chains for the first down.
Yeah, nice job of balance, too, for North Quincy. They've got Ryan Craig, who's been a go-to guy all season. But in today's game, so far early on, it's been McIsaac in the running game. So North knocking on the door of the 50-yard line.
McIsaac again on the right side, stumbles a little bit, and will get brought down by number 76 for the Presidents. That's Luke Murphy, the junior.
Well, nice job by North Quincy. Early on, they are establishing the run, as we talked about. Who's going to establish what? Big number 88, Colm Geary, the tight end. Someone we've been talking about for 3 years here. He's been out on this field since his sophomore year. Colm doing a nice job blocking, and now they line him up as a wideout.
North into Quincy territory at the Quincy 48. 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Man in motion, and ball comes loose, and looks like Quincy's recovered. We'll wait for the official, and they have. Quincy's recovered the fumble.
North was trying to hand it off to Nate Caldwell. It was a high snap. Hanson had trouble handing it off, and Quincy has recovered it, and now the officials are down there talking.
Yeah, you know, I think that North is trying to say this was a lateral. We'll have to see here. I don't know if we have the replay. It was certainly, at least possibly, a little close, and that's what the officials are talking about.
North still has their offense out in the field.
Well, we'll see
And
what
no, they're going to say it looks like it was a fumble.
Official's going to rule now.
All right, so the ball is back at the 46-yard line of North Quincy, and it'll be President's ball.
Well, nice alert play by Quincy High School.
All right, Quincy comes out. Drew Beretti under center. Quick pitch to number 1, Jared Walker. Jared trying to make some moves happen, and he's going to get brought down at the North 42-yard line. Coming up there, Nate Caldwell on the tackle. Also number 4, Jackson Murphy.
So nice job by Quincy. They came out with a spread set. They had some wideouts, empty backfield. Then they did a quick shift. And Walker actually came from a wingback position, went over the right side, cut it back. It's onto the left hash mark here. Nice little pickup of 5 yards on the first play for Quincy High School.
And penalty markers throw. Looks like it'll be a false start against the Presidents.
Might be procedure. We're going to see about.
To the snap, false start offense, 5-yard penalty, second down. Coach, if I missed it.
5-yard penalty. They'll bring up 2nd and 10.
All right, so I'll move it back 5 yards to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 now for the Presidents.
Well, from the Quincy perspective, this is a bit regrettable. Two false starts.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Little
second
over
down.
eagerness on the part of a Quincy lineman here. Understandable on the first offensive series on Thanksgiving Day, but got to tighten the chin strap there and focus a little better. Because Quincy, after a nice 5-yard pickup following the turnover, has now gone backwards for 10 yards, and they're looking at a 2nd and 15. Complete change in the dynamics for Quincy High School, which is showing focus on their running attack. Back to Walker.
All right, Walker gets the ball. Drew Beretti is his lead blocker, and Walker will get back to the 46-yard line before he's brought down by a host of Raiders. Coming up there, number 6, Grant Murphy, also Colm Gary, and number 42 as well for North Quincy, Brian Rodriguez.
I'll tell you what, Jared Walker, we're going to watch him today because so far he was in on 4 or 5 defensive stops that were fairly crunching when he was out there playing the linebacker position. And thus far he's had 2 carries and been solidly walloped by a number of red shirts, John. So Jared Walker has his work cut out for him today, but the senior captain has been up to it all season. He's been called upon to perform, and he has. And here with the 3rd and 11 for Quincy.
All right, this handoff goes to number 9, Gabe Rodriguez. Rodriguez over to the left side. He'll get up to about the 42, and it'll bring up 4th down and about six for the Presidents.
Taken out by number 42, Rodriguez.
So we'll see what Quincy does here. You know, Coach Carey was never shy about taking a chance, and it looks like he's leaving his offense out there, and it looks like Quincy's going to go for it. So first interesting call of the game right here. Little bit of a gamble. Coach Carey showing confidence in his offense. One of the things about the sun, we mentioned the sun earlier, Quincy receivers are going to be looking back into the sun, which could be a factor here if this is a pass play.
All right, well, Quincy goes spread it out now. Beretti looking to pass over to the right side, and it is complete at the 35-yard line. That's number 5, J.C. Ham. It's a first down.
J.C. Ham did an excellent job of getting down just past the stick. He showed terrific alertness. He got to the 35-yard line, which was 1 yard past the stick, and that's where he curled up. Made the reception, picks up the first down. Very well done by Quincy. Terrific execution on a risky play.
All right, Walker gets the carry again. He's over to the right side, was trying to spin over to the left, and nothing there happening. Number 28 for the Raiders, Thomas Murray, was one of the first man to bring down him, and the rest of the Raiders came in to help out.
Yeah, you're right. You see Murray. You see 44, the big guy, Matt Craig, and 88, Cole. We're going to be saying all game for North Quincy High up against Jared Walker, who's, again, two-way. He'll be out in the field the entire game here. So Jared's got to be tired already, John. It's not even 10:20 a.m.
Second down and 10, no gain on the last play. Beretti, play action fake, passes, and it is complete up to about the 29-yard line. That's J.C. Ham again on the reception.
Nice call and better execution. That was very well executed. Ham is showing some real skill out there at the receiver spot. And as I mentioned, he's looking right back into the sun. So Carey is throwing a nice low ball. It's not a floater. I beg your pardon. I'm giving credit to the coach, not Drew Beretti. Beretti's throwing a nice ball out there, and that's part of it.
All right, Walker with the handoff, and he is going to go nowhere quickly. Colm Gary brings him down, but blowing up that play was number 28, Thomas Murray for the Raiders. Forced Walker to go back, and it'll be a big loss on the play.
Yeah, Geary got up with a football. You know, they looked for a strip there, but that didn't work. And there was just a host of North Quincy athletes out there. But as you said, all led by a guy, Thomas Murray, a senior. He had a terrific Turkey Day game back in, what was it, in April? Was it April when they played? Yep. Yeah, so he's looking to double down here in 2021 in Turkey Day performances.
All right, it's 4th and 10 now for the Presidents at the North Quincy 35-yard line.
Going for it again.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 4 receivers set. Beretti gets hits as he throws down the middle of the field. And, Jim, that's where the sun came into play. He was looking for number 14, Will Plouffe, and he could not see it in the sun.
Yeah, Plouffe had no shot at that one, and that was directly into the sun. And Beretti had to get some air under the ball in order to throw it as far as he did. So that was a play that would have been difficult, and it speaks to what I was talking about earlier. Beretti throwing these little turn-ins or sideline routes, he was throwing them on a rope, so the sun was less a factor. But there, as you said, John, that ball was right in the sun, not picked up, and therefore North takes over on downs.
All right, Matt Craig's going to get the handoff on the first play for the Raiders over to the left side, and he'll get knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, make it the 41.
All right, so North showing continued success with the running attack. It's like a 5-yard pickup on first down, and they'll be very happy with that, I'm sure.
All right, then Mark Craig down at the 40. Clock continues to tick down. Under 2 minutes to go now.
Yeah, and a fast-moving first quarter.
This time McIsaac with the ball over to the right side. Nice job by McIsaac. He got hit initially right at the line of scrimmage, but kept his feet moving. He was able to get out of the tackle, and they'll bring him down now to 43.
Yeah, see, this is going to help the Red Raiders, the balance running early on. We mentioned that Jared Walker, they're really leaning on him in the Quincy High side. And there's been high demand placed on Jared early. North's had a little better balance on the running attack, and that's going to help over the long run.
3rd down and about 2 now. McIsaac with the ball, and he's going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by the Presidents. Big push there by the line, and it'll be no gain.
Yeah, Quincy has committed to 7 in the box to stopping the running game. I think both coaches know what this game's going to be about, which is winning in the trenches. So, unlike Quincy High, which twice went for it on 4th down, North does not really have that option here, John. They're on their own side of the field at the 43-yard line, and the smart thing is to punt, especially in this particular instance.
All right, 4th down and 2. As you said, Jim, they're going to come out to punt. Murray back at his own 30-yard line to kick it away.
Yeah, Murray's a talented punter, so.
High snap, and he's able to get it away. Nice kick there. Kicks it away from Will Plouffe, number 14. And Plouffe's going to pick it up on the bounce at the 20. Trying to make something happen. He's going to get brought down from behind. Nice tackle there from behind. Trying to see who it was for the Raiders. And I think it was number 42 for North Quincy, and that's Brian Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez on the tackle, and also Ben Snyder, number 13, another senior special teams guy who got down the field and did a very nice job. Coach is recognizing his effort. But we mentioned Murray. You talk about Murray a lot because he's out on the field doing everything, offense, defense, and there he handled a bit of a high snap very well, and was able to get the ball downfield on a nice punt. There was a penalty on the play, John, and Presidents are going to start back at their 36.
All right, 11 seconds left to go here in the quarter. As you said, Jim, they're going to march it back to the 36. Birdie hands it off to Walker over to the right side. And Hunter McIsaac comes up, makes a great tackle on Walker. Walker has some space, but he's able to get down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, that was just absolutely first-class fundamental tackling by Hunter McIsaac. He's out there alone with Jared Walker, and he took him down with a beautiful, clean, hard tackle. So, John, some real back and forth here in a fast-moving first quarter. Teams both committing to the running game early, and thus far it's been somewhat of a mixed bag of success. North on its first possession did a terrific job. They had a couple of nice first downs, but then a turnover. Quincy alertly getting on an errant little toss sweep play, and Quincy recovered the ball. Quincy had a little less success moving it, but made two gutsy fourth down calls, one successful, one not, and they got a little further into North Quincy territory, just inside the 30. But now the Red Raiders back on D here. Quincy offense back out on the field to start the second quarter. It'll be a 2nd and 8 here with Quincy heading to the south end zone and having to adjust to address the sun factor. You see the shadows, they're straight back behind the athletes, and what that means is that this lower sun on the horizon in November, December time is right in the eyes of the athletes here. So that's going to be an adjustment for Quincy early on in this second quarter.
All right, I formation to begin the second quarter for the Presidents. Walker on the carry over to the left side, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Colm Gary gets off the bottom of the pile. Also number 77 for the Raiders, Rayan Biko.
Yeah, North's done an excellent job of plugging the seams here. Jared Walker has just had nowhere to go. And we've seen a couple of times, he's got a little spin move that he's had success with during the year, but the Quincy kids are doing, North Quincy kids are doing a very solid job tackling John on that spin move. Walker's not had as much success evading tackles as he had in prior games this season. So the North kids doing a good job of wrapping up and tackling. We'll see how they do in this big third down.
Quincy comes out, 3 receivers to the right. Beretti looking to pass, fires over the middle, and it's complete to number 9, Gabe Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to fight forward, and he'll get up to the 42, but that is it.
Yeah, that time Rodriguez got out about 2 yards short. He turned for the ball, 2 yards short of the stick. We mentioned J.C. Ham, during the prior possession for Quincy, getting out just past the stick. Well, Rodriguez stopped just short of the 45-yard line. They had to get to the 46. And what have we got here? It looks like, is the offense staying out here, John?
It looks like it is, yeah. So it is 4th down and 4. Quincy at their own 43-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, you know what? 4th and 4. I wonder if he's considering trying to draw North offside. Let's see. They're in a tight bunch. This is a running formation, I would say.
Ready, hard counting.
Yeah,
North
I think
Quincy
that's
holding.
all that's going on. And then Carey gets a timeout before they lose some time. And so Coach Carey looking to take a little advantage or nervousness or whatever, excitement on the part of the Red Raiders. But excellent discipline by the North Quincy Red Raider line. There were 3 hard counts by Beretti. No bite on the part of the Red Raiders. They stayed in their stance. So great discipline by North Quincy there. And we'll expect the punt unit to come out for Quincy High School. Nice try by Carey. He's been very aggressive early on in this game. Doing everything he can to not accept that 4th down is it for his offense. So.
All right, so Quincy did call their first timeout of the half, and they're going to bring out the punt squad now.
Yeah, North's got to be careful here because Drew Beretti is the punter as well. And Drew's this is gonna be a little bit of an issue. The sun could be a factor on the snap. We'll see, there's gonna be a little pressure on the Quincy center here to execute.
North Quincy has no one back deep to receive, Jim, so they're playing this as if this is going to be a fake as well. Beretti gets a high kick. And it's going to take a nice Quincy roll. Goes past the 20 all the way down to the 15. And maybe it gets down to the 14. That's where it will stop.
I got to tell you, I don't see him on our roster, regrettably, but the snapper for Quincy is number 22. Do you have a name to go with that roster number?
Eric Lamano.
Okay. I did not have Eric on my roster, which is too bad. But Eric just perfect snap to the punter Beretti. So nicely done. Excellent job there. And it's that sort of execution that's going to be important in today's game. So nice job by Eric Lamano, and Red Raiders are going to start deep in their own south side of the field here.
Hunter McIsaac with the carry over to the left side and doing a nice job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presidents over there to try to bring him down, and he'll get brought down at about the 20-yard line.
Nice job by Jackson Murphy, who was out there as a lead blocker, and Quincy came over and blasted him away there. So, but he did a nice job of holding his block. Attempt to get the running back freed, and North picks up a 6-yard gain. So they continue to have success moving the ball. Got to see what they can do about these blocky little stops that have hurt them.
Craig on the carry, flag thrown on the play. Craig will get knocked out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
Looks like this one's going against North Quincy. I think it's a chop block. We'll see.
Chop block. Offense.
Chop block.
It's going to remain second down.
Well, that's a tough call, meaning a tough call for the Red Raiders, but a warranted call from the Quincy High perspective. What happened is the running back got outside, and it becomes a little bit of a free-for-all behind the play when you have linemen chasing a ball carrier. So one of the North linemen decided he'd take the more efficient route and drop down and take out the legs of the pursuing Quincy defensive lineman, and he did so right in front of an official who was quite adamant about his call. So that's going to set the Red Raiders back. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for North Quincy with the ball inside the 15, back at the 13.
Craig on the carry right up the middle, and he's fighting his way forward to the 15-yard line, and that's where his forward progress will be stopped as the Quincy defense comes over to bring him down. Looks like getting off the bottom of the pile there was number 52, Jamari Haley Baker.
I have to tell you, Matt Craig getting a taste of what it's like to be Jared Walker as he ran inside the tackles and got gang tackled. There was just nowhere for him to go on that play. But he certainly made it difficult for the Presidents. Kept driving his legs. He's a powerful kid, somewhat of a man among boys here, and he did a good job of keeping the play alive but could not get free.
3rd and 9 now for North. Trying to set up a screen, and it's complete, but Quincy's right there to read that. Great job by the Presidents to sniff that out. Coming up initially for the Presidents, number 32, Clayton Corley, one of the captains.
Yeah, the blocks never set up for Nate Caldwell there. North trying to get a little cute, and somewhat, I bet, in recognition of the sun factor, because throwing the ball wide here would have implicated the sun factor for North, which is deep in their own end zone. And they're coming, as you can see from the screen, out of the shade into the sun, which is all the more difficult. So they tried a little dump over the middle. It didn't work, and let's see how they do on this punt. Terrific
Murray,
punt.
high kick over to the right side, and Will Plouffe is going to let it bounce, and the ball is going to stop at the 48-yard line, and that's where North will down it.
Yeah, Plouffe, one of the leaders of this Quincy High team, John, and Kev Mahoney was telling me this week, Athletic Director Kev Mahoney, that Will has committed to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps when he finishes at the high school. He's going to continue the tradition here in the city of having young men and women who not only go on to success or to, bright futures in college, but in the military as well. We've had a lot more of those in the more recent past, given some of what's gone on in our world. But Will's committed to go into the Marines, and he's certainly going to fit in a group of leaders.
1st and 10 for the Presidents, and flags are going to be thrown. Slight movement in the backfield by the Presidents.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
False start against the President.
So I'll move it back to the Presidents' 47-yard line.
47-yard line. 1st and 15.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. This is, this is one of the factors is the kids prepared during the game. They've been hearing from the coaches all week about North's veteran linemen. And in particular, 2 of the guys from North Quincy, Baker and Gaudiano, they go both ways. And they're out there, and the Quincy kids are very sensitive to that fact. They're eager to get going, and some of these long snaps aren't working.
All right, looking downfield, and J.C. Hims wide open at the 20-yard line. He catches it. He gets to go all the way in for the touchdown. Great throw there by Drew Beretti, and Quincy strikes first. 6-0 Presidents.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. Coach Carey, we mentioned this early on. Watch this replay, but Coach Carey is really committed to keeping that offense out in the field and going. And here you see J.C. Ham getting downfield behind the defense and a beautifully thrown ball by Beretti. Now, in that instance there, Beretti is looking into the sun, but J.C. Ham was looking back. He was in the shaded part of the field looking back, no sun factor. And he pulled it in, and a Red Raider defense that was committing to run stops got caught on that play. Quincy taking full advantage on a great call.
All right, low snap there at the extra point, and Quincy could not get it up. So it will be 6-0 Quincy with 6:54 left to go here in the second, as they again strike first here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, terrific call. I mentioned earlier in the first quarter we saw Coach Carey being very aggressive and trying to pull anything he could. You recall the long count on a 4th down where they were at about their, I think they were at their 44, their own 44, and they brought the offense back out on a 4th down, trying to draw North offside. That didn't work. Quincy went for it twice in the first quarter on 4th down, successful once, not the second time, not on the second one. Well, here again, another nice, aggressive, and alert call by Coach Carey, and great execution by Beretti and Ham. Very, very impressed by J.C. Hamjohn. He's a junior receiver, and I had not seen Quincy High yet this season. Have not seen him in prior years, but he's doing a terrific job out there as a wideout. And he hauled that one in for a big first strike by the Quincy Presidents. So North, which has had a solid first half, got their running game established. They're looking at, they're down 6-0 here. They're going to get the ball with about 7 minutes left on the clock here, and they need to do something with this possession.
All right, Hunter McIsaac feels it at his own 15-yard line. Right up the middle of the field, gets across the 30, and he'll get brought down at about the 33.
Yeah, nice job by Hunter McIsaac to get the ball out past the 33. And a very, very solid hit there on special teams by Gabriel Rodriguez. Gabriel plays like a senior, but he's only a sophomore, and that's a name we're going to be hearing the next few years.
We called his name in the springtime too, Jim,
yeah.
in April. Quite often as a freshman, was getting a lot of playing time as well for the Presidents.
What do we got? We got some.
Flag
To the snap.
play.
False start offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, interestingly enough, now the kids have been out in the field for about 40 minutes, and that could have been a fatigue one. The earlier false starts on the Quincy side of the ball were definitely exuberance, but that one there, I think an athlete lost his focus, and North got caught for moving early.
Craig on the carry for the Raiders, gets across the 30 and maybe up to the 32.
So Craig gets 4 of the 5 yards back. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. And Matt Craig not shy at all about running inside the tackles, is he, John?
Certainly not, Jim.
Yeah.
All right, North comes right back out. 2nd and 11. Pass over to the left side is complete to number 6, Grant Murphy. Murphy will get up to the 40-yard line before he is brought down by number 2 for the President, Stephen Gallant.
Yeah, Grant Murphy is the other, he's the counterpart of the Murphy tandem here, Jackson and Grant Murphy. Jackson the senior, Grant the junior. 2 solid athletes out in the field most of the game. They do a terrific job. Grant, great job of squaring up to the ball. Nice gain of about 8 there.
And North is going to, North's quarterback, Cooper Hansen, keeps it himself, pushes it right up forward for the first down, and he'll move the chains. He gets brought down at the 46-yard line. Big gain there.
Yeah, that time I saw Colm Geary and Dylan Clifford, number 56, out there doing some lead blocking. I'll tell you, they were about 8 yards down the field when they were done. The 2 blockers, I'm saying.
Hansen's done that play quite often here this season, Jim, to pick up first downs, and it's worked successfully quite often. And flag thrown here on the play.
Prior to the snap, illegal stop on the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I think there was an issue with the way the center handled the ball on that one. So we'll attribute this to a little bit of fatigue, two-way athletes, whatever, but there was a mishandled ball by the center, and North lost 5 yards. 1st and 15 again.
All right, North back to their own 41-yard line. Quick pitch to Nate Caldwell. We saw that play result in a fumble earlier on in the game in the first quarter. And let's see, Caldwell, I think, gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, this is where those that penalty really hurts, because the 5 yards really changed the dynamics here, and North Quincy is not in a position where throwing the ball is a favorable option. If they do throw the ball, they're going to be looking to the lower part of your screen, throwing to the left, I would imagine, because of the sun factor, but we'll see what happens here.
All right, second down, and they go to the air. Caldwell in the reception over to the left side, and he gets up to the 45. Ball came loose, but went out of bounds, and he's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
I beg your pardon. It was a yard shy
Oh, sorry.
of being
I forgot with the
10
penalties.
yards,
Yeah,
third
excuse me.
and 10. Yeah, that's what happens when you have calls like that. But it's third down and 11. We did see North looking left, and let's see what they do. They've got 4 wideouts. It's a balanced set, but now they have a motion man coming left, so.
3:45 left to go here in the second quarter, excuse me. Hanson rolling out. Fires right at the marker, and it's incomplete. Was looking for number 6, Grant Murphy, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, well, Murphy was where he should have been, which is just beyond the marker, but the pass was a little bit short. On that particular play, Hanson was rolling out, and I think that was a factor in the missed connection. So North does not execute on 4th down and will be punting the ball away. And because they have a guy who's reliable, Will Plouffe, he's back there looking right into the sun. I think a lot of coaches, if they didn't have a Will Plouffe, would either have no one back there or a guy who's instructed to stay away from the ball. So let's see what happens.
All right, Murray gets the kickoff.
Nice high punt.
And it takes a bounce, and Plouffe thought about going after it, but number 13, Ben Snyder, great coverage downfield. Flag is thrown at the 39-yard line as well, so we'll see what that is. Looks like it might be a hold against the Presidents.
I'm going to tell you one thing. There's few people not as mentally sharp as you might wish down on the field, some of the linemen and whatnot with these calls, but the officiating staff hasn't missed much out there today, John. The yellow flags have been flying, and both teams paying a bit for that. So they're
During
marching.
the return, holding, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
This is going to put the ball inside the 10.
All right, so with the penalty, the ball gets marked at the 9-yard line.
North defense has to dig in here if they want to get back in the game in the first half, and the President's looking to put a little run together here.
Jared Walker on the carry over to the left side, gets pushed out of bounds. So they're going to say keep him running, though, and up to the 15.
Yeah, Walker did a nice job of accelerating there. That time he got outside a little bit. We mentioned that he's had a problem inside the tackles. There have been no seams. There's been nowhere to go. That time he was able to get outside. Big pickup of 8 yards for the Presidents, and this is exactly what Quincy wants to do. We're at 2:43 and counting as the clock runs, and Quincy would love to pick up a first down here and just keep the ball out of the North hands and get to the locker room.
Yeah, they mark the ball at the 17-yard line. Walker this time to the left side. Colm Gary comes up from his end position. A great play by Colm Gary to bring him down at the 11-yard line.
What a tackle by Gary, because Walker is a terrific and powerful athlete. Gary took him down on his own for a big loss. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. We got a replay here, and watch Colm Gary out there all by himself. Read it beautifully and did a terrific job. So a nice tackle of a really first-rate athlete in Walker by Colm Gary. So it's 3rd and 8. We're inside 2 minutes. Thought North might take a timeout here, just to get the clock stopped, but maybe after this play, we'll see.
North with all 3 timeouts remaining. Send Pliff in motion, and they're going to give it to him.
It's outside. Oop, no, he isn't.
And nice tackle there by North. Trying to see who came up. It was Matt Craig, number 44, who brought him down. And North now does call a timeout.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. The North linebackers are so fast. They've done a terrific job on the edges, and that's been one of the reasons that Quincy has been inside the tackles most of the game. There's been nothing on the outside. The running backs have not been able to, other than that earlier run by Walker, turn it up the field once they get outside. So great job by the North defense. They came up with the stop they needed. And now this is going to be a big play for the Presidents. It's 4th down. Should be inside. The punter should be in the end zone here. It's Beretti, so that's a good thing. You've got a good athlete back there with good hands, but he's going to have to handle it cleanly. He'll be looking into the sun, and this is where the snap's going to take on some significance as well. We mentioned the importance of the snapper on an earlier punt. So execution's going to be important here. I don't know if we can get a camera on a little more focus so I can get the number of the snapper. The official's right in front of him. But Baker. Well, let's see. We'll wait until after the play and give him great credit. Oh, super snap and a great punt.
And all the way downfield to the 49-yard line. Ball comes loose. Nate Caldwell was back there to receive the kick.
Looks like he covered it. So Nate Caldwell trying to make something out of nothing. That was actually terrific execution by everyone involved. Great snap, great punt. Caldwell received the punt cleanly in traffic and tried to make something happen. The special teams for Quincy did a good job of punching the ball loose, and then McIsaac got there to cover and avoid the turnover. So North now, with 1:27 to go at the 48-yard line. They have decent field position. Let's see what they do. Looks like they're going to put the ball in. Nice 10-yard run by Craig.
All right, Craig, as you said, nice run, and he'll get up to the 44-yard line.
I was about to say, it looks like they're going to put the ball in Hanson's hand and go to the air, but Hanson Red Raiders read the spread Quincy defense and gave the ball to Craig.
2nd down and 1, pass over to the left side to Jackson Murphy. He's complete for the 1st down at the 39.
Now, see, this is where, now, Ryan Craig is, he's played in this game and played in this stadium, Coach Craig, and he's very sensitive to the sun factor. So far, everything from North Quincy has been thrown to the left side. They've had one incompletion over to the right, but their success has been to the left. We'll see if that continues. Here's Matt Craig again.
Craig right up the middle, gets to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
And North gets a quick timeout here with 1:07 to go. There was a slow thumb. All right, we've got a replay of the Matt Craig run, and watch this little run by Matt. Right up the gut. Nice job. And North's calling for timeout almost immediately. Do we have the clock on that one? No. It was a little bit of a slow thumb on the clock, I would say, John. I looked up when they were calling timeout, and it was 1:09, but it ticked down to 1:07. So North on the 30-yard line. Got a couple of kids from Quincy overtaking a knee, the two-way guys, and they're trying to get some air back in their lungs here. And North looking to see if they can put together a drive after a bit of a blocky first half, John. Red Raiders had some success offensively, but they were never able to take a possession and make it work as far as getting to the end zone. So looking to do so here with just about a minute to go in this first half.
Like I said, Jim, 1:07 left to go in the half. 4 receivers set now for the Raiders. 2nd down and 1 from the 30-yard line. Hanson looking to pass, being pressured. He's going to get sacked. Big play there by number 76 for the Presidents, Luke Murphy.
Yeah, just a huge play there. And we're going to watch the replay here. You're going to see Hanson rolling to his left. And just terrific determination and pursuit by, as you said, John, big Luke Murphy. Only a junior. And that was a super play by Murphy. So, did North get that timeout?
Yes.
Quincy, the way Coach Carey's been this first half, playing so aggressively, wouldn't surprise me if he called the timeout. But all right, so it's going to be 3rd, and we're going to say 7 here, and North had been at the 30. They're now just outside at the 36. So let's see what happens.
All right, 3rd and about 7 now for North Quincy. 57 seconds left to go here in the first half. Hanson looking down the field, looking for Colm Gary, and it is going to be incomplete. On the coverage for the Presidents was number 4, Ruben Charles.
Yeah, that was terrific coverage, actually, by Ruben Charles. The play was designed for Colm to be about 5 or 8 yards further on the field. Now, I don't know whether Cooper Hanson was overestimating the Gary foot speed or it was Cooper Charles, but Charles had great inside position. Quick replay. Well, they're breaking the huddle, so we won't watch the replay here, but North's going to come out on 4th and 7 and go for it.
All right, Hanson again looking to the left side, and pass is complete to Gary. It's right at the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it. And
yeah, regrettably, I think he's going to. Well, let's see the official. It's going to get it's going to get a measure. We'll say that.
Nope, they're going to say first down. They said it got to the 29, and
wow.
I think Coach Carey's asking for a measure.
Yeah, well, I can see that, frankly. The side judge over on this side of the field, the gentleman you see in your screen right now heading off to the right, if it were his placement, North Quincy would not be looking at a first down.
And Coach Carey's come out in the field, too. They initially had the ball on the 30 side of the 29, and now the ball tip is at the 29, so I think this is going to be a first down for North Quincy.
John, we've been working together far too long because I know what you meant by the 30 side of the 29. You know that I'm the only one who understands what you meant, but you're absolutely correct. That's exactly what it was. They were just on this side of the 29-yard line, but the official who placed the ball is where he put it. So let's see what the measurement says. Whoa,
and
baby.
By half a football, it's a first down.
I wish we had a camera on Coach Craig. Coach Craig, who is normally all over the officials, is giving a very generous clap and, you know, walking away satisfied. I have not seen him smiling walking away from officials like that ever, but understand why he is here. So that's a big call, actually. North has enough time on the clock. There's about 50 seconds still left in this quarter. We'll see how the Red Raiders, a veteran offense, how they execute here.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 29. Pass over to the right side is incomplete. Was looking for Jackson Murphy, and just a little over his head.
Number 4, Jackson Murphy, incomplete.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Number 2, Stephen Galante.
Hanson has not thrown the ball at all in the first half, and he's still trying to get calibrated with his receivers. You saw him slightly overthrow Colin Geary a little earlier. That play, I think he thought that Murphy was going to be a little closer to the sideline. Jackson ran straight down the field. One of the things the receivers are doing now with less time on the clock is they're running little straighter routes. And he went straight down the field just outside the seam, so they missed that connection. It's going to be second down.
Hanson again over to the right side, it's complete to number 5, Nate Caldwell, and Caldwell gets out of bounds, and they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 20, finally at 27.
Out of bounds by number 2, Stephen Gallant for the Presidents. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8. Stops the clock at just under 40 seconds to play.
All right, so you perhaps picked up on the field announcer's call there. He laid it all out for us. It's 3rd and 8. Clock stopped with 39.8 seconds. We've got clock cam back. We've got it all going on today. That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to give thanks to everyone down in the truck.
Yeah, we have to talk about them either heading into the half or coming out of the half.
3rd and 8 now for the Raiders. Again, 39 seconds to go, and North is going to get called for a false start. That's a big 5-yard penalty.
Yeah. And at this point in the game, I mean, that's
Prior to the
just
snap.
can't happen.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Gives the Raiders
3rd down.
5-yard penalty. That'll bring up 3rd and 13.
I mean, I guess in reality, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 13, it doesn't really matter. The ball's got to get down the field, but still, the difference is significant enough that it could impact here. So I'm expecting this would be 4-down territory for the Red Raiders if it's either an incompletion or they get out of bounds. We'll see.
All right, in the shotgun, Hanson with the ball. Pass over to the right side, was looking for Caldwell again, but it's incomplete.
Pass intended for number 5.
Yeah, the ball's over on the right hash mark. I'm quite certain they'd rather be over on this side of the field,
4th and 13.
but they're not. So they've got a couple of factors here. You're on a narrow side of the field over on the right looking into the sun. There's just nothing good here for North Quincy. Let's see if they're not going to run something coming to the left side of the field, because that right side is just it's not a workable side of the field right now. And what I'm talking about here, you can see the shadows. If you look at the grass, you can see by looking at those shadows, you can tell where the sun is. And they're awfully long, which means the sun is low on the horizon. So that's what I'm talking about here. It's like the 30-yard side of the 29-yard line.
All right, 4th and 13 for North Quincy. Hanson, quick pass over the sideline to Matt Craig, and it is incomplete. Right over there was Clayton Corley to hit Craig as he was trying to catch the ball, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Craig is a guy who's a banger, and he was getting ready. If you watch this replay, you're going to see Matt Craig is getting ready to whack this wide out and didn't quite bring the ball in. So that's, again, terrific coverage. That's that number 22 for North Quincy, rather for Quincy High, Eric Lamano. And if I'm correct, and I believe we were earlier, he was the long snapper, but Eric is having himself a solid game nonetheless. He was out there alone with Matt Craig as a junior linebacker and did a terrific job on coverage there. So,
all right, Drew Beretti out for the Presidents. Set up a screen to Jared Walker, and Colm Gary's right there. Walker doing a nice nifty move to get away from it. It looks like it was Brandon Baker to bring him down.
Yeah, North's done a good job of containing Walker. You know, during the week, John, I do what I can to pick up tidbits from folks and learn that Jared Walker's dad was a schoolboy phenomenon out in Detroit, that he was quite a high school football player in the Detroit area, relocated to Quincy. So Jared's got some solid genetics behind him. His dad's a Pistons fan, though. I was told that, and I said, "Well, forget it. We're only going to give him a little bit of credit then for his great high school career, but I'm sure he's very proud of his son, who's a terrific athlete. And I've been watching him on the field here. He's plastered a couple of North Quincy High kids. Then he helps them up, or he pats them on the helmet, and that's one of the reasons. He's one of the league all-stars for the Quincy Presidents. They had 3 this year: Jared Walker, Drew Beretti, and Riley O'Connell. And Walker, you know, captain, a leader, really first-rate kid, and he's having a solid game for himself here. Maybe you can talk to his dad about this Pistons nonsense, you know.
Second down and 8. Beretti again looking to pass, trying to go way downfield, and it is complete all the way down to the 22-yard line. See who it was, number 4, Ruben Charles on the reception. 14 seconds left to go, as you'll see here on the replay.
Oh, we got to watch this replay. Watch Beretti here. He's inside his 25, and he airs it out. That ball goes, quick math, that went 57 yards by my count. In the air, got a penalty marker behind the play. That's a shame, but I'll tell you what, that play still stands as a really first-rate schoolboy performance there by quarterback Drew Beretti. 57 yards in the air, great reception by a Ruben Charles facing double coverage there. He had the safety on him. The defensive back had stayed with him the entire 57-yard jaunt down the field. But Charles stayed with the ball beautifully. He showed terrific focus at the end of the play. We already showed the replay once. I don't know if you want to show it again rather than the kids marching back. But just terrific focus by Ruben Charles.
So with the penalty, the ball goes back all the way to the 19-yard line. So
wow. They go from the North Quincy about 14 back to their own 19-yard line. Huge penalty. But, you know, with 14 seconds to go, 6-point lead in a close game, Presidents are going to take, I would imagine, take a knee and be happy with that. They've had a very solid first half against a North Quincy High team that for the most part performed well but just could not get the ball into the end zone. So there we go. The clock is going to run down to halftime, John, and they reasonably well played with the what's
actually,
going on? Coach.
I would say the time's expired, so I don't think they can. I'm not too sure what happened. Quincy was trying to get up there and try to run a quick play there.
Yeah, good for Kevin Carey. Kevin Carey's thinking he doubled down and let Beretti try again, but not sure. The North kids were on their way into the locker room.
So I think what happened, Jim, was that there was about 3 seconds left to go. And Quincy was going to try to run a quick play. As you said, the kneel happened. North started to leave the field, and Quincy was going to try to quickly do a snap.
Yeah, right.
But
I like it.
Time expired, and the officials are still out in the field discussing.
Halftime.
All right, there you go. You heard the referee. It's halftime.
Kevin Carey's telling his players to stay over on the sideline. Or maybe he's telling them to stay away from the officials, and he's going to go talk to the officials. But
so that's what he's doing. I think what he's saying, that the ball didn't get placed quickly down enough. So I think the officials weren't expecting that to happen as well. But nonetheless, it is halftime here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on Thanksgiving morning, and the Presidents have a 6-0 lead over the North Quincy Raiders.
So if you want to talk about halftime, because we're going to change our routine here a little bit for a couple of different reasons. Maybe you can explain to our viewers, John, who may want to keep their TVs on and their focus for halftime.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to stay live here, and we will have the cheerleaders' performances from both high schools. And then also we're going to have the band performance after the cheerleaders as well. So please stay tuned for the performances of both the North Quincy and Quincy cheerleaders, and again, the combined Quincy-North Quincy band as well. Real quick, Jim, as the cheerleaders are getting set up, We mentioned everyone down in the truck doing a great job. Our director today is Peter Doherty. Our engineer, Chris Potter. Technical director, Mark Crosby. On graphics, Anna El Torre. Replay is Michael Jarvie. And on camera, we have Ryan McWade, Fred Shepard, Scott Daniels, and Matt Coughlin.
I got to tell you, John, I was expecting a little more on Michael Jarvie. There was like great enthusiasm, and we were all set to have a lot to say about our former replay guy, Bill Early. I was prepared to be all over the Bill Early legacy with Mike's performance, but maybe in the second half. And now we're going to turn over our camera coverage for you to watch the Quincy High cheerleaders. I cannot offer up play-by-play commentary, anything on cheerleading, because I don't know much about it, but I saw the group practicing, and they were very impressive, getting ready here at least.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll turn it over to the cheerleaders, and we'll be back in a little bit moment. Again, Quincy on top by a score of 6-0. We'll be right back.
Let's give them a team a round of applause. And now let's welcome to the midfield North Quincy High's cheerleading team under the direction of Coach Brooke Lally.
Bruh. Yeah.
Why did they bring a fence? Because that's like props. Penis. Is it connected to anything? Oh yeah, it is.
Oh no, oh no.
So sketchy. Just street view from Massive Cloud TV. Wow. Where's Marty? Is Marty here? Where?
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Presidents lead the Raiders by a score of 6-0. Nice job by the cheerleaders for both schools, taking a nice picture out at midfield as well. Great job by all the cheerleaders for both squads out here all season as well to make sure everything is going well. Real quick, we want to remind all of our viewers you can log on to QATV's website at www.qatv.org for replay schedules, membership information, and much, much more. You can also see all of our video on demand and a replay of this game as well. So you can go to qatv.org. You can also find all of our high school sports at qatv.org/sports. If you're watching live on QATV Channel 8, we thank you for watching in and tuning in there as well. The game will be replayed today, Thanksgiving Day, at 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and midnight. Tomorrow, Friday, November 26th at noon and 8 p.m. Saturday, November 27th at noon and 10 p.m. And also Sunday, November 28th at 8 p.m. We always get a lot of requests for Thanksgiving football, especially if we're at this weekend. So you can log in at all those times on QATV Channel 8 and see the game there as well, and anytime on our website at qatv.org. Also remind you and inform you that we will have live coverage of the Quincy Christmas Festival Parade this coming Sunday on the 28th. That'll be live on QATV Channel 8 beginning at 12:30 p.m., so we hope you tune in for our coverage. QATV's Joe Catalano and longtime member Christine Cheever will be co-hosting the parade, so we hope you tune in for that coverage here as well. Well, as you can see, the combined Quincy-North Quincy Marching Band is out on the field and getting ready for their performance, so we will turn it over to them again here at the half. Quincy 6, North Quincy 0. We'll turn it over to the band, and we'll be back in just one moment.
Is it also accompanied by Christmas bottles and a super mobile person?
Oh, it's fucking cracked.
It is easy to picture a city as a chaotic and fast-paced place.
That sounds like the birthday from
But every city has a place where you can find peace and tranquility.
have your number. We will call you, Brittany, to collect your prize. Quincy High boosters appreciate your support. We have another raffle winner. This is the band scratch ticket raffle. The winner is 8344523. The winner can collect their winnings in front of the Hall of Fame cubicle directly behind the north goal post.
Okay, we got our seats back.
The winning ticket again for the band scratch ticket raffle, 8344523. Special congratulations to all of the 2021 Quincy North Quincy Football Hall of Fame inductees. From North Quincy High School, Tom Quinn, class of 1979. Mike Gill, class of 1984, and Kevin Bowes, class of 1998. From Quincy High School, Paul Bandera, class of 1980, Joe Cardarelli, class of 1987, and Mark Glynn, class of 1997. And also special inductees, the 1970 Quincy High School team that were undefeated Greater Boston League champions.
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Quincy Presidents lead the North Quincy Raiders by a score of 6-0. We saw a great halftime show here at the stadium with the cheerleaders from Quincy High School, North Quincy High School, and then the combined marching band performing their halftime performance. So we want to congratulate all of those students out there entertaining the stadium here. It is a good crowd here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. A lot of people have been continuing to file in throughout the game. And the end zone, the north end zone is pretty full. Usually back in the day, Jim, we would see a lot of people down in that end zone, and it has been filled up here. You can see a shot of the stands there as well at midfield. So a lot of people tuning in, coming in, and it's a fantastic day. It's about 50 degrees here, sunny out. So a lot of people coming out here on Thanksgiving morning to see these two teams play.
Yeah, it was a very competitive first half. Red Raiders performed well, I'd say between the 30s with their running game, but couldn't put anything together. And the Presidents with a couple of big plays, and they did a terrific job of competing in the first half, and very, very solid stuff on both sides of the ball. So as I had been told, and as was predicted by J.J. Niemke, the North Quincy Athletic Director, he said it would be a close game. Can't fully call it exciting. I wouldn't characterize the first half as exciting, but I will say that it's close. And I'm sure as we wind down, if the score remains close, the excitement will start to build. But right now we're looking at a 6-0 Quincy lead, John, and the teams had to wait for the marching band to clear out here. And they're now off, so now the teams are returning to the field. Looks like the north locker room's going to empty out first, and then the Presidents will get to the other side of the field. So we'll be starting soon and or shortly, and it'll be interesting to see how things go in this second half.
All right, I think we're going to take a quick timeout as the teams get ready to come back out onto the field, and we'll be back with second half coverage in just one moment. Again, here at the half, Quincy 6, North Quincy 0.
Substance Use Helpline, Kathy speaking. May I help you?
The Substance Use Helpline is basically this incredible resource for people to find treatment and to find treatment based on what their situation is.
Tools like the helpline are so fundamental in this movement. We need to get the word out there that there's help here, there's hope here.
We're here to support, help, refer, whatever we can do, just give us a call.
They can call the Substance Use Helpline and get that explained to them, what their options are, what they can do, and let them know that there's hope.
There's as many ways to recover as there are people in recovery, and I think that's a really important thing. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Not everybody needs to have a detox. Not everybody needs to go inpatient.
Llámenlo, que son real, no es una computadora y te van a ayudar en lo mejor que pueden y no te vas a sentir solo. Ellos sí se sienten que están ahí contigo. Han pasado lo mismo que tú y yo. Llámenlo.
Es bien importante que usted llamó hoy. Entonces, este es el primer paso para su recuperación.
If you have a family member or a friend who's in recovery and you are going through that trauma, which is a different type of trauma, but it's absolutely a very hard and difficult, terrible thing to go through, and to see your loved one go through, you can call the helpline and they will connect you with resources that'll bring you some relief.
Love the skin you're in. Love yourself no matter what.
You can do this. Anybody can do this. Reach out and get the help that you need. Get the tools that you need to develop your recovery. Like when you don't feel like there's hope, this is where it is. It's right here. It's free. Come and get it.
I'm really glad you called this morning. Well, I know it's not easy sometimes to pick up that phone, and so it takes a lot of courage. I'm really glad to hear from you.
Life has something better in store for you, but you have to keep your hope alive and you have to believe. You're still worthy. You know, you still can turn your life around.
Hope is here! Woo! Woo!
I'm so glad you called.
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Teams are back out onto the field and getting ready for a second half coverage as North Quincy will be getting ready to kick it away to the Presidents. Presidents called tails at the opening coin toss, and tails it was, and deferred their option to the second half. So Quincy will be receiving the second half kickoff. Real quick, we'll go down some stats from the first half. Quarterback Drew Beretti, 6 of 7 passing for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Jared Walker, 8 rushes for only 7 yards. North Quincy's been doing a nice job to hold him up. Gabriel Rodriguez, 1 rush for 4 yards. On receiving side of the ball, J.C. Ham has 3 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown, including that long 53-yard touchdown from Beretti. Jared Walker has 1 catch, Ruben Charles 1 catch, and Rodriguez 1 catch as well. For North Quincy, Cooper Hansen, quarterback, 6 of 11 passing for 29 yards. Rushing side of the ball for North Quincy, Matt Craig leading the way with 7 rushes for 38 yards. Hunter McIsaac with 7 rushes for 27. And receiving, Jackson Murphy with 1 catch for 5 yards. Grant Murphy 1 catch for 9. Hunter McIsaac has 1 for 2 yards. And Nate Caldwell 2 catches for 6 yards.
Well, John, they've got the teams out on the field here after a fairly long delay. They gave both teams an opportunity to get out and stretch their legs, warm up a bit, and we're going to be underway. A fast-moving first half gave way to a prolonged halftime. So we're going to get started up, just before noon, and Thanksgiving Day. I'm sure we've got a lot of kitchens that are starting to fill up with the scent of turkey and whatnot as families get ready to celebrate together. And we're looking to do the lead in here before folks get to watch would it be the Detroit Lions and whoever else, right?
Yep.
As they go, today at home. But halftime, I got to see the great Tom Kiley, North Quincy grad, and just a wonderful man. He and his wife Kathy are very highly beloved and respected folks, Quincy sport history, and a few other folks who were here at the game today.
All right,
goes
kickoff
Mr.
here
Walker.
is, and Walker takes it at his own 7-yard line, and nice return up the middle. He'll get up to about the 35, make it the 36, where he is brought down. Nate Caldwell on the tackle.
Well, you got to be happy for Jared Walker that he finally saw some green in front of him. He had an opening and he took it, and a super run back out past the 35-yard line. So Quincy High School is going to start with great field position, and let's see what they do. They're coming back with that little bunch formation with two wing backs.
And they're going to give it to Walker to start off like they started off the first half. And this time Walker will get across the 40 to about the 41.
Yeah, this looks like a return to the game plan that was established during the week, where it's going to be Walker inside, maybe Walker outside, and try to get the running game going. As we said, the Presidents got on the scoreboard, and if they can establish this running game in the second half, that could bode well for Quincy High's fortunes. So it's 2nd and 4.
This time Ham gets it right up the middle and breaks free. Actually, that's number 9, Rodriguez, excuse me. And Gabe Rodriguez almost broke free, just got tripped up, but he's into North Quincy territory up to the 39, as you'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, the saving tackle comes from Nate Caldwell. Watch number 5 just trip up the running back. So the Quincy Presidents have really put it together here. In the second quarter, they did a terrific job with their passing game integrated in, and now they're coming out and they're establishing the sort of running game we didn't see at the start of the game, but we're seeing it as the second half starts.
Walker with the ball over to the right side, gets outside, crosses the 35, and will get pushed out of bounds at about the 30.
Now we got a player down. I'm not sure. I can't see the number. I'll have to see who that is. You always hate to see that happen.
Jim, it looks like it's number 64, Brian Nguyen.
Sorry to see that. It's interesting. There's a guy I was going to talk a little bit about here. Number 52 for the Red Raiders, Mike Polistretti. He's playing for the first time in today's game as a senior. Mike last year blew out his ACL and worked hard rehabilitating, getting his knee back, and he's now down on the North Quincy sidelines and playing in today's game. So regrettably, an injury on the field causes me to recall Mike and his hard work. As I mentioned earlier, you try to pick up some nuggets on different players and what's going on, and Mike's name was one that came up. You have some fans on Davis Street, Mike, who reported in on you and gave me some intelligence. But we're very delighted that an athlete like Mike can make the recovery, and we're sorry to see this young man down on the field here. They're checking his legs, and it looks like he really hasn't moved too much since this incident happened. So, seeing it on the replay, I can't see what happened. Did he go down awkwardly? It's number 54. We're watching the replay up in the booth here, and we can't really see what happened. It looks like it's the left leg, maybe the left knee, and
yeah, it looked like as he was trying to get back, Jim, looked like he buckled his left knee as we were trying to.
All right, we're going to watch a replay here. And you look for number 54 on the outside. He's locked up. The guy to look at is big number 9, Gabriel Rodriguez, because it was Rodriguez locked up on a block. He didn't really do anything other than hold his block. And then it looks like, unfortunately, Michael Finney.
Yeah, 64.
Oh, I beg your pardon. That's a 6? All right, Brian Nguyen. They're going to bring a stretcher out, so it must be a... we're sorry to see a tough injury to that left knee. His teammates are coming out on the field as they get him up onto the stretcher. And we'll hope that whatever it is, we're fortunate here in Quincy that there are a lot of resources available. There was an athletic trainer right out on the field as soon as the incident occurred. There was the trainer was over with him, and Brewster Ambulance has personnel here, and there's the ability to transport the athlete immediately. So we're sorry to see this happen on Thanksgiving Day. Well, anytime. You hate to see an athlete get injured, but particularly disconcerting for his family, I'm sure, and we're sorry for that. So looks like they've got, they're ready to transport, and hopefully whatever it is that happened to that left leg or hip, there is a quick recovery ahead.
You mentioned the trainers that came out onto the field immediately. They pretty quickly called for the EMTs to come out there as well. As again, number 64, Brian Nguyen, getting a round of applause here as they bring him over and off the field. So again, hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, Brian, only a junior. And this is similar in what prompted my comments earlier about Mike Polistretti. He got injured, a torn ACL, and worked very hard to rehabilitate to the point that although he wasn't ready to play during the season, he got the opportunity to suit up in his final Thanksgiving Day game.
All right, so back to action here. That was a 9-yard play in the last play from scrimmage. So it brings up a 2nd down and 1 now for the Presidents. Ball at the 31-yard line. Walker with the ball, picks up the 1st down, across the 30, and he'll get to about the 29-yard line.
Well, the one thing we know here, we had Nate Caldwell and Hunter McIsaac on the tackle, by the way, but one thing we know what we're looking at here with the Presidents is Coach Carey is a 4-down guy here, and so Red Raiders got to stiffen on defense. This is a very big drive by the Presidents coming out of the locker room, John.
1st and 10 now for the Presidents at the North Quincy 29-yard line. Rodriguez on the carry up the middle. Gets across the 25 to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, holes that were not there in the first half are there now in the second half. So the Quincy High Presidents, their offensive line is stepping up here, and it's one of those things where conditioning is going to be a factor now. They came out of the locker room, they're showing fresh legs and aggressiveness. We're going to see how the boys look as the 3rd quarter winds on the 4th quarter, because that's where ultimately will determine the game. But right now, President's looking very strong here on this drive.
Walker trying to get outside, takes a hit there from number 5, Nate Caldwell, and that's going to push him back. We'll see what forward progress is going to get to the, say, 25-yard line. So a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little more chirping going on out there. A little more happening after the play type thing. So North's getting a little more fired up, and it showed on that play. They had a nice stop. They were kind of on their back heels here early in this drive, but that was a nice stop on Jared Walker, and we'll see what North does on a 3rd and 5. So the chin straps are tightening here, John, in this 3rd quarter. Boys really going at it.
Beretti hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to fight his way forward, and let's see, it's going to get a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. We'll see if they spot him down. They're going to say gain of 2 up to the 23.
Well, that was inside the tackle smash mouth, and the last 2 guys up off the pile, 44 and 1. Matt Craig, number 44 for the Red Raiders, and then Jared Walker. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 4, and this is a big, big 4th down play. Not surprised, Coach Carey going for it here, and this is a big play for the Red Raiders. Let's take a look. Interesting. They've got a couple of wideouts here, so Red Raiders got to be alert. The way Beretti's been throwing the ball.
All right, 4th and 4. Beretti over to the right side. Pass is complete for the first down, and it goes to number 14, Will Plouffe. So a big first down pickup there for the Presidents, and they're inside the 15 to the 13.
Yeah, well, on that particular play, what they did, it was very nicely designed. They had J.C. Ham, number 5, just take off down the field. If you watch the replay here, you're going to see number 5 just clear out over the right side there. And then Plouffe came in underneath, was wide open. And it was a nicely designed play with Ham and Plouffe over on the right side, so you knew they were going right. The choice was Plouffe, picked up the first down, and that's followed by back to the run, a return to the running game for Gabe Rodriguez, who picked up 3 on the play.
So Rodriguez gets tackled at the 10-yard line for the Presidents. Gain of 3 will bring up now a 2nd down and 7.
So the first big fourth down play of the second half, it goes to the Presidents, and now they're knocking on the door. It's 2nd and 7, as you said, John. They only have to get to the 3 for first down.
Walker with the ball. Colm Gary comes up and is going to bring him down with some help of his friends as well. Coming up there as well, number 44, Matt Craig. But Gary was able to get outside and just bring down and slow down Walker, as we'll see on the replay.
All right, watch this replay. You're going to see number 88. I got to tell you something. Tonight, when Jared Walker finally goes to sleep, he's going to see 8s in his dreams because Colm Gary has just been everywhere Jared Walker has been in this game. Made a nice stop there as Walker attempted to get outside.
3rd and 11 now for the Presidents. Change up their formation. They have 2 receivers go wide to the left. J.C. Ham goes wide to the right. Looking to the left, Clayton Corley, touchdown, Presidents.
Wow.
Corley broke free. There was no one near him, and Beretti finds him for the touchdown.
Yeah, you got to watch this replay and watch the catch at the end of this. Watch number 32. He lines up tight as a blocker, and what a reception there. Beautifully done. So another well-designed play. Coach Carey is just really firing on all cylinders here. A beautiful call on, most of us, I know I was looking over to the right side where J.C. Ham was, and they had number 32 line up tight in a well-designed play, Clayton Corley, and then he just released after initially appearing to be blocking, and the Presidents are going to go for 2 here.
Beretti looking into the corner of the end zone for Ruben Charles, but it is out of bounds and incomplete. Nonetheless, with 5:57 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, Quincy strikes again, and they take a 12-0 lead over the Raiders.
Yeah, watching the Red Raiders come to the sidelines, we're seeing some slumping shoulders and some guys who appear a little dispirited. So the North Quincy Red Raiders got to fire up here if they're going to get back in this game. And there you see the President's sideline. A lot of excitement, a lot of exuberance. That was a terrific catch by Clayton Corley. As we said, he lined up tight. He kind of just did a 1-2 count on the line as if he were blocking, and then he released. And, John, you mentioned it at the time. There was no one near him. Beretti delivered a beautiful ball, but it was a tough catch for Corley, and he made it over the shoulder, and he showed nice poise in the end zone there, taking his time to reel that one in. So great execution by the Presidents on that first drive coming out of the locker room. Are we at 5:57, John? Yeah,
yes.
5:57 left. I got to remember we have clock cam back because I've got that pole blocking my view on the clock. So.
All right, Beretti kicks it deep, and fielding at the 13-yard line is Hunter McIsaac. And McIsaac with a return crosses the 30-yard line to about the 32.
All right, so good field position for the Red Raiders on what is going to be a very important possession. There's been a momentum shift here. Presidents North had nice control over what was going on in the first quarter through their offense. Their offense did a nice job. Defense played solidly, containing the Quincy running game in the first quarter. But Quincy slowly took over. They get into the end zone in the second quarter. They've took control of the game. And this first drive out of the locker room, right now the Presidents, if their defense comes up with a stop, they've turned this game around here.
McIsaac does a nice run there, shifted position and switched sides as well, and gets across the 40-yard line to the 41. Nice gain there on first down.
Yeah, this is what the Red Raiders need to do. Senior Hunter McIsaac, senior Matt Craig. They've got Nate Caldwell. He lines up as a wide receiver for the most part, but some of the names on the offense, these guys got to make some plays here, and off to a nice start behind McIsaac.
They say he was down to 42, and that's enough for a first down. Craig on the carry over to the right side. He has some space as well. He breaks through a couple of tackles and finally will get brought down at the Quincy 49-yard line, and it'll be just shy of a first down.
I got to tell you what, downfield, number 88, Colm Geary, who continues to be a dominant blocker. He absolutely laid out a blue shirt downfield ahead of Craig. He's doing a good job blocking.
A little confusion there in the backfield. Flag thrown on the play as well. Be no gain on the play, but we'll see what the flag is. Looks like it might be a hold against the Raiders.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's going to remain second down.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So it'll be 10 yards, and we'll move it back to the 42-yard line.
So that wipes the first, or rather the run of Craig off the slate here, and the yardage as well. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Andrew Novak showing blitz number 3, pass down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Grant Murphy looking for a penalty, and nothing is down there. Murphy looked like he was getting held up just a little bit downfield. Brendan Regan on the coverage. Take care of the replay.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the replay. And you're going to see Murphy. Yeah, he's grabbed there, and you know what I think the official saw was that Murphy was reaching back, trying to create some separation. And the defensive back had his arms down. So it was Grant Murphy's arms that were up, so they did not drop the flag.
3rd and 10 now for the Raiders. Pass down the middle of the field. Colm Geary is complete at the 30-yard line. Ball comes loose, though. And it's going to be a fumble, and Quincy's recovered at their own 9-yard line. Huge, huge break there for the Presidents. Colm Geary all the way down the middle of the field, wide open, but fumbles, as we'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. It's a nicely designed play. Geary finally getting an opportunity as a tight end. He makes the reception, but I'll tell you what, this young man is having a heck of a Thanksgiving for himself. J.C. Ham, the junior. He just stripped that ball away, did a terrific job, and essentially you could say this was nothing more or less than a very effective punt for the Red Raiders. However, North needs the ball, and they need to get points. So the stop by the Presidents, huge there. Now they're going to be 1st and 10 at their 10, as you said.
Okay, Brendan Regan with the recovery for the Presidents. Rodriguez on the carry for the Presidents, and he'll get up to about the 15, gain of 5.
Yeah, that's 5 yards inside the tackle. That looked more like a rugby scrum. We're back to some of that here, but Quincy's fine with that, John. As you look at clock cam, 3:45 to go. Quincy is very happy to see what's happened in this third quarter. They've continued to control what's going on the field, and they got some points on the board. So, terrific stuff.
Beretti hands it off to Jared Walker. Walker's going to get hit. Coming up there, it looks like it was Matt Craig and also number 28, Thomas Murray on the tackle. They'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Bring up now a 3rd and 2.
Another big third down play, but they're all going to be big at this point, John. North's got to come up with a stop. And the field position here would be favorable, we would expect, if North could come up with a stop. From the president perspective, you know, just a simple first down. They don't need a big gain. 3 yards here, and they're going to be happy with that.
3rd and 2. Coming up on 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Beretti looking at the back judge, and he puts his hand up for 10 seconds left on the play clock. He was waiting for that. He hands it off to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez will be shy of the first down. Great job there by North Quincy. Leading the way was number 66, Brandon Baker, one of the seniors for the team, to bring him down.
Yeah, you know, the one little thing there is you have the kids down in there, the linemen for Quincy in their stands for a bit. I know what the presidents are doing. You know, Coach Carey has not missed a beat today, and they're running that clock down. But unfortunately, with the presidents, you know, the linemen kind of lose a little zippity-doo in their stance and did not fire off the ball all that well. So North comes up with the stop, and Quincy's going to punt the ball away.
All right, Beretti is back to kick it away. Nate Caldwell goes back deep for the Raiders to receive. High kick over towards the Quincy sideline. It goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line on the north side of the field. We'll see if that's where they mark it. And they do. They mark it right at the North Quincy 49.
Yeah. Well, North gets a 3-and-out after the turnover. They get nice field position. So let's see if they can't get something established. From the Quincy High perspective, the defense now on the field, seeing a little bit of, fatigue indicators, I'll call them, on the part of some of the Quincy High kids. They've been out there for a while, and whether it's offense or defense, it doesn't really matter. These guys are working hard on that offensive drive. A lot of kids had some steam taken out of them, banging away, and we'll see if North can find something here where they can get on the scoreboard.
Pass complete to Colm Gary. He goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Quick little 5-yard strike on a sideline route. They get 6. Going to be 2nd and 4. And one of the things that play did, it stopped the clock. I'm not sure. Normally you wouldn't think the clock would be a big factor in a game like this, but I'm sure that what Coach Craig would like to see is points on the board before or as the third quarter ends.
Craig on the carry to the left side. Crosses the 45 and might have gotten a gain of 1 on the play. We'll see who they mark him out. They're going to say at the 43, so a gain of 2.
A lot of banging going on there. The hard-earned 2-yard pickup. And looked like the official was waving a timeout, but I think what it was, the clock was stopped because he was just indicating clock stop because they had Craig going out of bounds, not forward progress. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2.
Hansen keeps it himself. Ball comes loose. Looked like he had the first down. We'll see what the fumble. Still waiting to see. And it Looks like it's going to be North Quincy ball and a first down.
Yeah, one of the dangers when you're in a crowd like that and you're extending to get the first down is that the ball can come loose, and can come loose because you're down and you hit the ground, or it can come loose because someone hit it. But in any event, Hanson recovered. Red Raiders drive continues.
Hansing over to the right side now. Flag thrown on the play. Pass is complete to number 5, Nate Caldwell, but we'll see what the flag is.
The penalty marker on the play.
You got a spot where was.
This one came from the side judge, right?
Yes.
All right, so.
Coach, we have pass interference on the defense. I think you're going to want to take that penalty rather than the result of the play, correct, sir? It's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, folks, you heard
pass
that
interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That's going to be enough for a first down.
I was just about to comment on the fact that J.C. Ham was over there, and if I'm the Red Raider quarterback, I'd be throwing to the other side of the field from him. But that particular matter, I don't know if the call went against Ham or not, but it went against the president. So Red Raiders continue here. Drive is alive with clock running.
Spot the ball at the 25-yard line. Caldwell on the carry over to the right side, trying to trap play there, and his work so far, still fighting his way forward up to about the 15, making the 16-yard line.
I liked your call, John. It's worked so far as Caldwell kept driving his legs and driving down to the 15-yard line. So the clock is going to continue to run. Red Raiders go no huddle here.
Matt Craig with the carry over to the right, waiting for his blockers to set up in front of him. They do a great job. He's going to get inside the 10, up to the 6.
Yeah, quite a hit at the end of the play. You don't see Matt Craig. Watch this replay. I want to see who made this hit. We got to be quick, though. Here comes Craig, and pop was by Walker. He really got a hit on him.
Hunter McIsaac with the carry up the middle, fighting his way forward, and did he get in for the touchdown? Touchdown, North Quincy! Hunter McIsaac punches it in, and North Quincy's on the board.
All right, watch this replay and watch the determination of number 22 following the block of Ryan Craig. And terrific job by McIsaac at the end. That was a nice individual effort. And you see big number 77, Rain Bigo, in the hole too. So nice job by the Red Raiders. And the goal of getting points on the board in the third quarter is going to be met. There's 1.8 seconds left. And it's interesting, John. This is a big point after, actually, given the 2 misses by Quincy on extra points.
Thomas Murray for the kick. It is up, and it is good. So with 1.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter, North Quincy comes right down and puts 7 points on the board, and they cut the lead to 5. Quincy on top, 12-7.
Yeah, and that's, as I said, a big, big extra point because North trails now 12-7. They take the lead with a touchdown if they can score one. And they're back in this ball game, and that's going to help puff up the Red Raider shoulders a little bit. The kids were a little subdued and downcast as they came to the sideline earlier this quarter, but nice way to end the third quarter. You know, assuming that this kickoff goes well, should be a nice clean way to end the third quarter after a super start by the Quincy High presidents, who came out, controlled the ball, and hit down the field. You hear our North Quincy High band. I think I'm in Brave Stadium there. A little Queen going on.
All right, Murray will get ready to kick it deep. Walker back deep along with Gallant and Rodriguez for the Presidents. All right, Walker's going to field it at his own 5-yard line. Running up the middle, evades one tackle. Rodriguez comes in for North Quincy to try to bring him down. And look like coming up to make the final tackle is number 13, Ben Snyder. And that is the end of the third quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium with the Presidents on top by a score of 12-7. Coming off the field for North Quincy, number 42, Brian Rodriguez. And he is holding his right arm. Hopefully he's okay, but he came off quickly. Rodriguez has had a nice game for the Raiders here today.
Yeah, very solid. It's either his shoulder or his elbow. And there's a trainer with him, which is a good thing. As you said, John, well, hope he's okay. The trainer's checking him out. So the Presidents are right back onto the field here. North still huddling on the sideline, but interesting third quarter. Both teams getting points up on the board. North successfully executing a point after, being the only difference here. So it's a 12-7 lead for the Presidents, who would kind of, until that drive, seize control of this game, John. And we'll see if their offense can't reestablish itself on this drive. It's President's ball at the 28, 1st and 10. And we'll see how they do on this very important drive to start the fourth quarter.
They spot the ball at the 28-yard line after the nice return there by Jared Walker. Rodriguez, they pitch it over to Jared Walker over to the right side, down the sideline, and Matt Craig will bring him out of bounds at the 38.
Well, that was a very nicely designed play and really well executed by Beretti. He faked the ball to Rodriguez, and that caused the North linebackers. If you want to watch this replay, you're going to see. Watch the linebackers to North. They're going to their right, in particular Craig. And they pitched the ball outside, and you see Craig came all the way across the line, and he was the guy who made the tackle. But they're trying to give Jared Walker a little green space to go. And he did on that particular possession, picked up the first down. Nice 10-yard gain.
That is enough for the first down, like you said, Jim. Beretti letting the clock tick down, looking at the back judge. Judge puts his hand up to let him know under 10 seconds to go. Beretti hands it off to Walker. Walker up the middle, trying to fight his way forward. Number 23 comes up for the tackle, Jordan Mahoney for North Quincy. And Walker will get across the 40 to the 42.
Yeah, the one little thought I have, we'll call it a thought, regarding this, watching the back judge and running the clock down, is that the Quincy linemen are set for a prolonged period. And the couple of times when we've seen them do this, the kids just don't get off the ball as well. They were firing off the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. We commented on that, the fresh legs and the fire. Well, that stopped a little bit.
Pitch goes to number 2, Stephen Gallant over to the left side, has the first down and more down the Quincy sideline. It finally gets pushed out of bounds at the North Quincy 44.
Big run by Gallant. Terrific job of acceleration. And if you watch this replay, that's the first time the Presidents have got the ball outside like that for a big gainer. So very nicely done by the Presidents. They finally kind of caught the edge of the Red Raiders successfully here. So they're at the 45-yard line of the Red Raiders now and on the march. Big drive for Quincy High.
10:20 left to go in the ball game. Hand off up the middle to number 9 for the Presidents, Gabe Rodriguez, the sophomore, and he gets across to 45, and they'll mark him down to 43.
gain of 2. Quincy's sticking to that running game because of the clock and the lead. We're under 10 minutes here now, and they're on the south side of the field, the north side of the field. I should say North Quincy, which is the south side of Veterans.
Beretti, quick pass over to the left side, complete to Ruben Charles. Charles picks up the first down, still on his feet, and will get up to the 30-yard line. Nice catch and run there by Ruben Charles.
I don't know if we can get this replay, but what execution by Beretti. Yeah, if you watch this replay, watch Beretti after the snap. Look to his right real quickly, and then boom. He delivers the ball. That was a really well-executed job by the quarterback, Beretti. Delivered a strike to his receiver without any hesitation. So perfect execution on that play. Well done by the Presidents. They pick up a first down. They keep the clock going. They keep their offense moving down the field. They're at the 30-yard line, and this is a big, big drive for the Presidents.
9 minutes now to go here in the game. Presidents trying to keep that clock running. As you said, Jim, first down and 10 from the north 30. Brody trips up. Looks like one of his guards was pulling, and that's where he got tripped up on.
Yeah, but he smartly, protected the ball. Took the loss. That was, we mentioned Beretti, he played, obviously in April, but he played a year ago as well. This is a guy with experience, and he's really done a terrific job as the senior quarterback for the Presidents here.
Well, they spot him down at the 33-yard line, loss of 3 in that last play. 2nd and 13 now. Beretti looking to pass down the sideline and was looking for, looks like he was looking for Charles again, but came up a little short.
Well, this is a big, we're in 4 down, at least Kevin Carey 4 down territory. But this is a nice job by the North defense of stiffening when the Presidents got to the 30-yard line. Be big if they come up with a stop here. That incomplete pass stopped the clock, so that's helpful from the North perspective as well. So they need a couple of stops here.
3rd and 13 for the Presidents. Pitch it again to walk over to the right side. And great tackle there by number 9, Sidney Green for the Raiders.
Great job there. Yeah, watch this replay, and you're going to see one guy out there alone with Walker, and boy, does he make a terrific tackle. There you saw it, little flex at the end by Sidney, a sophomore, taking down the senior star running back for the Presidents on a big, big 3rd down stop. So Quincy's now letting the clock run down a little bit, and then it may be the case that Carey's going to call a timeout once he gets his maximum time rundown to call this 4th down play.
Jim, good news for North Quincy, number 42, Brian Rodriguez is back in the game. His right arm is bandaged up a little bit, but he's back in and seems to be okay. The trainer was working with him down on that drive, and as soon as she let him go, he had his helmet on, was right over to head coach Ryan Craig to say, put me back in, and that's exactly what happened. And as you said, Jim, and predicted, Quincy calls a timeout to stop the clock with 7:09 left to go in the game.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been the elbow there that Brian Rodriguez got caught when he was trying to tackle. He extended, and it's nice to see him back. We're hopeful. We will not, the way things work from our perspective, we won't be able to get news to you before the end of the game about Brian Yuen, but we're certainly hopeful that he's doing okay and that whatever the issue was with his leg, it's readily addressable.
All right, so we got 7:09 left to go here in the ball game. Quincy on top by a score of 12-7 when they come back out onto the field from the timeout. They'll have a 4th and 15 from the North Quincy 35-yard line.
Well, looks like, not certain, but Beretti's back where he might be. Nope, now he's advancing as a quarterback might, but I thought he was getting back where he might be as a punter. It looks like he's going to punt the ball away here. And North smartly is not going to have anyone back.
All right, we'll see if Beretti can pin them inside the 10. Short kick.
Punt. Yep.
And, oh, it's going to be a perfect kick, Jim, all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Could not draw it up any better for the Presidents. 7 minutes to go, and North Quincy will have to go 98 yards to try to take the lead.
I'll tell you, from the President perspective today, John, Coach Carey has really been on top of his game, made a lot of great calls, and the athletes have executed. They really have. From the North perspective, this is just, you know, the Ryan Craig palm prints everywhere. They've hung tough. They've been executing. There's been a little bit of balkiness at times in terms of the flow of the offense or whatnot, but they've remained determined here, and this is a big, big drive. This is the type of excitement that J.J. Niamke predicted here. First carry is out. Quarterback keeper and gets it out just past the 5 after a pickup of, it looks like about 5 yards. Nice job by Hanson.
Yeah, they mark him down at the 7-yard line. Caleb Parson Gomes in on the tackle for the Presidents.
Yeah, Matt McNamara is the, he's making the calls for the offense here. He's done an excellent job. They've stuck with the running game. They somewhat committed to that, and they've stuck with it. So it's going to be interesting. Clock running at 6:20.
Second down and about 5 now for the Raiders. Hanson looking to pass, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Hunter McIsaac, but right over there on the coverage as well was Jared Walker.
Yeah, that play just has not, if you watch this replay, they've run this play 4 or 5 to, well, we'll cut the back end of it there. Didn't see the full play set up, but the play has not worked at all for the Red Raiders. That was kind of a staple of their offense. Just a little swing route by a back out into the flat and try to get him the ball with a linebacker on him, and they just haven't been able to execute that today.
Hanson in the shotgun pass over the middle is complete to number 5. Nate Caldwell, actually say no, it is incomplete. Could not hold on to it, so bring up now a 4th and 5.
Huge decision for the Red Raiders, and it looks like they're gonna punt the ball away and put this game in the hands of their defense. See if they can't reestablish field position, and you know, they're gonna put the game in the hands of their defense at this point with 6 minutes to go. See what's going on here.
Looked like North was getting their 11th man out onto the field. He's out there, and Will Plouffe will be back deep for the Presidents. He's going to stand at his own 43-yard line, to receive this kick from Thomas Murray.
All right, so special teams execution will be critical.
Murray, nice
Great
high kick.
punt.
Will Plouffe calls for a fair catch at his own 45-yard line. Great field position for the Presidents.
A terrific punt by Murray, who's just been consistent and solid all game here. Got great, height on the ball, and as a result, Plouffe was forced to call the fair catch. Did so at the 45, and now this game is in the hands of the Red Raider defense and the President offense. We'll see if the Presidents, who marched on the field just a few moments ago only to stall out at the 30-yard line, see what the offense does here on this possession.
6:01 left to go in the game. 1st and 10 for the Presidents at the North Quincy 45-yard line. Drew Beretti under center, and flag is thrown.
You've got encroachment on the defense? Okay.
Oh my, that's a tough one.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a tough one because that's just someone who did not properly line up, unfortunately. 1st and 5 for the Presidents. So we're probably going to see 3 runs here because, you know, they have the luxury of being able to do so when a 1st and 5 situation, and that's gonna eat clock. It's gonna be the objective here for the Presidents. So they line up with that tight little bunch. Now they have.
All right, so 1st and 5. Rodriguez on the carry over to the left, and he puts his shoulder down. It's going to pick up the first down. Great run there by number 9 for the Presidents, Gabe Rodriguez.
Yeah, great job by Rodriguez driving the ball down to pick up the first down. They're going to move the sticks. And I'll tell you what, if you're a Presidents fan, the sophomore, Gabriel Rodriguez, you're going to have visions of sugar plums of that kid for the next 2 years. He is a solid and productive running back. He's going to step right into the hole when Jared Walker graduates, and something to look forward to for the Presidents.
Again, you can see Beretti there just waiting for the back judge to put up his hand to let him know how much time's left on the play clock. 5:15 left to go. Rodriguez again on the carry, crosses the 30 up to about the 29.
Yeah, and we're going to be under 5 minutes. We'll be at about 4:40 when they finally snap the ball. So clock running down. We'll see what happens here with the
and
North getting a timeout.
I don't know, as a flag was thrown. Actually, they're going to say this might be a bench penalty.
Sideline warning.
Oh, so
on red. Give your coaches some room, players. Give coaches some room to work, all right?
Just
Thank
a warning.
Man, that would have been a tough one.
All right, so 2nd down and 5 for the Presidents.
A great shot from our sideline camera there.
Walker on the carry, trying to get out to the right side. And a nice tackle here by Nate Caldwell to bring him down. Holds Walker to a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, terrific job there on the stop. Walker has nowhere to go, and Red Raiders have done a very solid job of tackling here when it comes to wrapping up number 1. That time, as you said, John, it was Nate Caldwell making the stop, and I believe North Quincy has taken a timeout here. It's a 3rd down, and you got a couple of things going on that prompted that call. Number 1, we've ticked down to 4:30, so that's one thing. You got to stop that clock. Number 2, Red Raiders are a little tired here, and this is a big, big play. Coach Craig has not hesitated in the past to get timeouts when he recognizes that his players are a little fatigued. And here again, this is where being a former player and understanding the dynamics that are actually going on out there, he knows that a timeout at this juncture might be helpful. So it's a big, big 3rd down play for North Quincy. They got to come up with a stop. And conversely, from the President perspective, we know they're in 4-down territory here, so it's 4 downs for them to pick up 4 yards. We'll see what happens here.
The official came over during the timeout and asked the clock to put a couple more seconds on. So 4:37 is now the time, added on 5 seconds.
Whoa.
And a lot of movement without the ball being snapped. It's going to be a false start against the Presidents.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Coach Carey had reached into his bag of tricks there. They wanted to do a quick snap and get that 1st down. which would have been a different rhythm from the prior situations where the Red Raiders are waiting while Beretti counts down the clock. So on that play, Carey looking to change the rhythm of the offense, and looks like some of the linemen came out clear on those instructions and some did not. So big penalty there. It's going to be 3rd and 9 after the 5-yard penalty.
Send a man in motion. Beretti play action fake, looking down the middle for Will Plouffe, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted by Hunter McIsaac. Plouffe was open down the field, but Beretti just overthrew him, as you'll see here in the replay.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, what they're doing here is they're trying to catch the Raiders a little flat-footed. And that time, North Quincy's Hunter McIsaac saw the fleet Will Plouffe heading downfield and get over there on coverage. So nice job by McIsaac, and he almost picked off the ball as well. So this is a 4th down. The other issue with a 5-yard penalty, John, is Quincy lost the 4-down option. So they're forced to punt here. And this time North Quincy has someone back, which kind of takes away the pooch punt. Let's see what happens. Well, he pooched it even a little less.
Short kick is, wow, great roll here. It goes inside the 10 and inside the 5 up to the 4-yard line. Wow, what a kick by Drew Beretti.
That was something else. You can tell he's practiced that. I mean, he laid the ball. Normally a punter drops the ball nose down. That time he had the ball sideways, and he just pooched it along. That was very, very well done by Beretti, who's shown some. You don't usually use the word crafty when you doing color commentary in a football game, but that was a crafty little punt by Drew Beretti. Nicely done.
All right, so for the second time in 2 drives, North Quincy is inside their 5-yard line to start. This time at their 4 with 4:20 left to go in the game.
Yeah, but this time they don't have a lot of options. They've got to be successful.
All right, Matt Craig on the carry. Went up the middle, went over to his left who had some space, and they're going to mark him down at about the 9.
Yeah, nice job by Carey. He's going to get out to the 9. It's going to be a pickup of about 4. And North's going no huddle.
Cooper Hansen, quarterback in the shotgun, looking to pass now. Looking down the right sideline. Pass interference is going to get called here. Flag is thrown. Pass was intended for number 6, Grant Murphy.
What did you see, John? You were calling that early.
Yeah, I just saw the official reach into his pocket immediately and throw the flag. So I could see there was a little bumping on the sideline there, but I saw the officials instantly go and get his flag.
Well, aren't you something? I thought you might have seen something going on the field between the athletes, but there's an experienced play-by-play man, folks. QATV's John Caleri just watches the officials.
Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. We're going on the snap.
All right, so North Quincy. I've got to get clear on where the ball is. North picks up 15 yards with a penalty, picks up a 1st down. They're out of their, end zone shadow at the 24. And now they've got a shot here. 3:42 to go. Clock will start on the snap, as the official said. And let's see what North can do.
All right, ball at the 34-yard line. Matt Craig with the carry over to the right side. Comes back up the middle now and changes direction. Picks up the 1st down. It was right at the marker. We'll see if they give it to him. And it looks like they will as he gets up to the 35.
Yeah, they've stopped the clock to move the chains. So the Red Raiders pick up a 1st down and a nice run by Matt Craig.
All right, they mark him at the 34-yard line. Nonetheless, still a 1st down for the Raiders. 3:30 left to go now in the game. Caldwell in motion. They give him the snap, and great tackle there by, let's see, number 9 for the Presidents, Rodriguez.
Yeah, real solid tackle. There was no fooling around there. Gabe Rodriguez, the sophomore, makes the tackle. And basically for a loss. We're coming up on 3 minutes. Red Raiders 2nd and 9.
Hanson looking down the left sideline, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Jackson Murphy, and a flag is thrown from the back. Looks like we might have another pass interference call.
Well, I got to tell you, the Murphy boys coming up big here. He did a nice little go route and got locked up with a defensive back. And, you know, let's see what the official says.
Pass interference.
Yeah.
Defense. 15-yard penalty. That's enough yardage for a first down.
So that's going to push it all the way up to midfield with 2:54 left to go. 2 huge pass interference penalties against the Presidents, and the Raiders have taken advantage again now at midfield.
.254 to go with a clock stop.
Matt Craig over to the right side, has some space, waiting for a block, gets it from McIsaac, and will have the first down. J.C. Ham comes up with a tackle, but Matt Craig gets up to the 39.
Nice job, Red Raiders, right up to the line. They're going no huddle, and with the clock running, well, they reset the pins, so that stopped the clock for a bit.
Hanson now over to the left to McIsaac, and it's complete, but he's going to get tackled by number 6, Caleb Parson-Gomes.
Yeah, well, that, I think the whistle was a little late on that one.
So forward progress will mark him down to 39.
Yeah, he was clearly stopped at the 39, but they didn't blow the whistle till he was 10 yards back downfield, and Ryan Craig is upset over that, and that's what he's talking about as the clock continues to run with 2:16 to go. We got a 2nd and 9 for the Red Raiders inside the 40.
Craig over to the left side, almost got brought down by Clayton Cole. He breaks free over to the left sideline, gets inside the 30-yard line, and a late flag is thrown here as well. 2 flags are thrown.
And the clock stops. So let's see what happens here. What is the call going to be? You know, it's
Not sure if they're going to call a late hit.
Well, it could have been a face mask too. I mean, Craig is he's a monster and a big load to take down, and I'm sure that was part of the issue, that during the tackle, something happened with the tackler. We'll see. I'd hate to think that they're calling anything other than that, because if they're saying something because he was out of bounds.
I think that's what it might be, is that they're going to say when Jared Walker came to make the tackle.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty. That's going to be enough for a first down. Now we're.
All right. I'm going to call that one a tough call, John, because you're locked up with a guy who's basically a monster, Matt Craig, and you're along the sideline, and you're focused on getting the back down, the running back down. You're not necessarily aware of where you are on the field, so that's a tough one for the Presidents to stomach. North inside the 15 with momentum and excitement on their side. Back to Craig up the middle.
As you said, up the middle, Jim, inside the 10, up to the 8-yard line.
Another solid tackle here. Clock is running, folks, and you see clock cam. We're under a 1:50 to go.
North Quincy will momentum, trying to get everything going. Over to the right sideline, looking for number 5,
Wow.
Nate Caldwell, and a nice job there by Quincy. I believe it was J.C. Ham to come up and knock that ball away.
It was Quincy's J.C. Ham, who's just having a super game for himself. Watch this. I think we can get the replay in, yeah, because the clock has stopped. So if you watch this, the ball is delivered right on the numbers. Caldwell's trying to take it in, but J.C. Ham just makes a big league play on that one. He stripped that one away. So clock stops. 3rd down. It's 3rd and I'm going to call it 4. The scoreboard has it at 5, but looks like 4 when you look at the sticks on the field. But we're definitely in 4-down territory. North Quincy needs a touchdown here.
Craig over to the left sideline. Clayton Corley to try to hold him up. Rodriguez comes and brings him down. Great defensive effort there by the Presidents.
Yeah, it looks like he lost a yard or two. So
Coach Craig upset. He was calling for a timeout immediately, but the referees didn't see him. And we're going to see where they spot the ball. Right now, they're going to look like a mark it at the 10.
Let's see what the official says. The official.
They are going to put some more time back on the clock. Look, 1:25 right now.
They're thanking the clock operator as the officials are telling him you got to put more time on the clock. So
I think I say 1:30 should be on the clock instead of 1:25.
Well, I guess we call this excitement, John. The ball is on the 10-yard line. Red Raiders can pick up a first down without scoring, but in order to pick up the first down, they've got to get 6 yards here. So it's 4th and 6. Yeah, the scoreboard operator is all preoccupied. He's got a 3rd and 5. But 4th and 6, and this is it. Going to be interesting to see what happens here.
4 receiver set. Cooper Hansen in the shotgun, and actually the official is telling him to hold up for a second.
They're still trying to correct the clock, is what it is, I think. You know, it's interesting with Bluetooth and whatnot. One would think that possibly we might be able to get some better communication than the guy cupping his hands and yelling.
All right, 4th and 6 for the Raiders. Hansen back to pass, looking into the middle of the end zone, and it is touchdown, North Quincy! Nate Caldwell gets it, and North Quincy has taken the lead 13-12.
Watch this replay and watch Cooper Hansen just sit there in the what poise by a young athlete. I know he's a senior, but that kid just stood in the pocket and waited. Absolutely terrific poise on the part of number 10, Cooper Hansen. And it's nice to see that it was Nate Caldwell who caught that ball, because Nate has worked hard all game. He's been all over the field. He's been blasted. He's had, a couple of things happen where J.C. Ham stripped the ball once on a potential reception. So here we are with just under a minute, minute 22 to go. We're under a minute 30, and the Red Raiders. If you watch this replay, let's just take a look at it again. Again, watch number 10 just sit back there. How cool is he here? He's just waiting. And then he sees him, and boom. Terrific ball, and a nice reception to the end zone. So North Quincy High School, with the help of a couple of big penalty calls, has taken the lead with a minute 22 to go in this game. They're going for 2.
All right, and they have Caldwell taking the snap, and he goes in for the 2-point conversion.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, you're going to want to be at the Caldwell house today for Thanksgiving dessert, because it's going to be a lot of happiness there. Nate Caldwell, who's a junior, he'll be back next year. And boy, has he had a Thanksgiving Day game for himself here, particularly in the final minute 30. So North Quincy Red Raiders, who have been down the entire game and at some points down and out, they score with under a minute 30 to go. By going for 2, they have left the option of a field goal for the Presidents that would tie the game. So let's see what happens. I mean, I'm going to give J.J. Niemke a buzz on Monday and ask him to tell me something about the lottery numbers next week, because, boy, did he nail this game. He told me that it was going to be an exciting football game, and the Presidents, you cannot count them out. There's plenty of time on the scoreboard. They've got Rodriguez and Walker back on the kickoff, and then they've got Beretti, who has had a spectacular game. Drew Beretti, senior quarterback. So this game is not over by any measure here. Special teams and defense still have to execute for the Red Raiders. We're going to have an exciting minute 22. How many timeouts does Quincy have, John?
I believe 2, but I'm not positive. I think
Okay.
it's 2. All right, Murray kicks it, and it's going to be fielded by Walker at the 18-yard line. Over to the left sideline, has some space. Jared Walker down across midfield, and will finally get brought down out of bounds at the North Quincy 43.
Wow. Isn't that something? So Walker with a terrific return. Ball's at the 48-yard line, and now the North Quincy defense has got to figure this thing out. Very, very interesting. Folks, we lost, and all the excitement here, clock cam got a little overly excited, and something happened. We lost our feed, but we're going to try to get it back for you, but we'll keep you informed. I'm certainly capable of that, telling you how much time is left, and John can do his job.
All right, so they say Walker was out at the 48-yard line. Beretti pass is complete to J.C. Ham. What a catch at the 25-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 21.
The clock stops with 1:08, and who would have thunk it? I mean, the Quincy Presidents 14 seconds ago were losing, and now they're on the Red Raider 25, right back down the field. Absolutely terrific. What should have been a dispirited group on the President's sideline, they have come right back. And senior quarterback Drew Beretti is ready to go here. He's looking to lead them into the end zone. John's got the cam back with 1:08 to go. Beretti's got one guy behind him, Jared Walker, but that's more than enough. And he's got 4 wideouts. They're going to the air on this one.
Oh, and a flag was thrown just as the snap happened. It's going to be a false start against the Presidents.
All right. Well,
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
all right, we were talking earlier in the game about the difference between a mental error and maybe exuberance of a high school athlete. That one was definitely an exuberance issue. You've got a guy who's looking to get his first step back, to drop back and make sure that he protects his quarterback. One of the linemen left a little early, knowing the importance of protecting Beretti here. And Quincy pays for that with a 5-yard penalty. And with 1:06 to go, Beretti with 4 wideouts.
Right, ball at the 26-yard line. As you said, Jim, 1:06 to go. Beretti is going to give it to Walker. Pass is complete. Walker, nice cutback, trying to get to the 20-yard line, and will get brought down to 21.
All right, so let me see. Guys are getting up slowly there, but good they're getting up because
all right, and Quincy has called a timeout, Jim, to stop the clock with 55 seconds left to go.
yeah, the young man who made the tackle over there, Grant Murphy, is really coming slowly back to the huddle. He got a little dinged up there when he made the play on Walker, but he made the play nonetheless. They're trying to get out into the huddle just to check, and it's interesting. So we've got a second down, 10 to go, ball's at the 21, and so Quincy can pick up a first down, and they'd be right around the 10-yard line and whatnot. It's going to be interesting whether this comes down to the kicking game for Quincy because you know, a field goal is going to tie this. So let's see what happens. Got a nice shot of the stadium here, the home side of the stadium, and nobody has left, John. It's really something. It's 12:45. We've been here almost 3 hours now, and what excitement.
All right, second down and 10. Beretti looking over to the left side, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Ruben Charles, but threw it just behind him.
Yeah, right at the flag, the pin rather. Quincy is very precise in their passing game, and the execution has been there today, but on that particular play, Beretti threw it at the pin. The receiver was there. Great coverage by Jackson Murphy, the senior defensive back, the senior of the Murphy tandem, and he was on the coverage. Third down.
All right, third down and 10 for the Presidents. Need to get to the 11-yard line for the first down. Over to the right sideline, complete to J.C. Ham at the 5, make it the 6 for a first down.
Man, I got to tell you something. The Beretti-Ham connection, they have been something today. So they reset they're dropping the sticks. That's right, because it's going to be first and goal for the Presidents.
They're going to say at the 7-yard line is where they mark him down. Beretti over the middle of the field. Pass goes up in the air, and it goes incomplete. Was looking for Ruben Charles, and again, it was number 4. You mentioned him, Jackson Murphy, on the coverage.
What a play by Murphy. Jeez, he timed it perfectly. He came down a little rough. He's all dinged up over there. Yeah, we have time for the replay, so watch this replay. Terrific coverage by Murphy. Bam, but then he landed on his arm. And I had mentioned earlier that Thanksgiving dessert at the Caldwell residence might be fun. Might have been premature. But I'll tell you what, the Murphy residence, they're going to have everybody packed in ice. Jackson and Grant have both been really dinged up today. But they're hanging in there nonetheless. So second and goal here, John, with 40 seconds to go.
Yep, from the 7-yard line. Beretti under center, in the shotgun. Looking to pass, and he has nowhere to go, and he's going to get sacked back at the 12-yard line. Beretti was trying to make something happen, but great defensive coverage down the field by North Quincy, and Quincy has to call a timeout to stop the clock with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, I got to tell you, big number 66, Brandon Baker, who's been demonstrative all game and active all game, and we haven't talked about him at all, but he was the guy who chased Beretti out of the pocket. And it was Grant Murphy, number 6, who made the tackle. So Murphy brothers are taking turns here, making plays at the end of the game, but a terrific job of penetration by Brandon Baker, and that's what North needs defensively, is they need their linemen to get the penetration so that the linebackers and D-backs can be out there covering the field. So it's third down. There's plenty of time left, especially the way Quincy's approached this. They've got third and goal, so they've got 2 shots at the end zone, 30 seconds. Time's not a factor here. We'll see what the Presidents come up with.
All right, Beretti with 3 receivers to his right. Looking over to the right into the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete, but flag is thrown. Was looking for J.C. Ham, and we're going to have pass interference in the end zone.
There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, geez. Interesting call. In the same manner that there was a tough call made earlier against the Presidents defensively.
Pass interference, defense, half the distance to the goal.
Against North Quincy.
Yeah, this is a tough one. It's only half the distance to the goal, huh? That's interesting. So I don't know how much has changed other than
So they're going to mark it up to the 6-yard line. And it's going to remain 3rd down.
Essentially, I would say what this did was just gave Quincy one extra shot. So let's see if they can take advantage. Ryan Craig's upset. North got a timeout.
All right, so 25 seconds left to go here. And again, timeout's been called down on the field by North Quincy. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 6 for the Presidents. Both teams on the field. And everyone in the stadium is standing on their feet right now as well. As Jim talked about it a couple of times with the athletic director from North Quincy, J.J. Nyamke, predicting an exciting game. Well, we have certainly gotten a last exciting minute of this game so far. And it's only going to be even more exciting as we get ready here to continue. North Quincy back out on the field. All right, Quincy coming up. 3rd and goal, as I said, from the 6. Beretti looking to pass, looking, flies into the end zone, but miscommunication. He got hit as he threw as well. Was looking for Ruben Charles. And it goes incomplete.
Well, let me tell you, John, it's going to come down to one play. After 4 completely exciting ones, I mean, this is just a phenomenal ending to the Thanksgiving Day football game. Absolutely terrific battle between 2 evenly matched teams, neither of which had any quit in them. Notwithstanding, I mean, Quincy High School, under a minute 30 after leading the whole game, they fall behind. But look at what they're doing here. That's their 4th shot at the end zone. Let's see what happens.
All right, no timeouts on either side. 21 seconds left to go. 4th and goal from the 6. Beretti gets it. Over the middle of the field, and it goes incomplete. And North Quincy's able to hold. Wow. What a finish there as North Quincy's able to hold.
Yeah,
Beretti just fired it over the middle of the end zone, and
I got to tell you, I hate to see Drew Beretti walking off the field upset like he is. I mean, that kid just played a terrific football game. We talked about his punting, his passing, his leadership on the offense. And I hate to see him hanging his head as he walks off, because what a terrific effort. I think he feels there was pass interference. He was, and who better than the quarterback to know, but he was following his receiver laterally in the end zone. And there was a bump and threw the timing off. And that's why the pass was incomplete, because there was no hesitation. He threw a dart into the end zone. But all North Quincy's going to have to do here is take a knee, and we should be good as far as bringing the game to a conclusion. Wow, what an exciting football game. And you got to feel badly for the kids in blue, because they played their hearts out. And talk about character. Losing the lead with under 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, and yet coming down the field and doing what they did and having us all on the edge of their seats. Terrific effort by the Presidents. Just an absolutely terrific high school football game, wasn't it, John?
It was, Jim. We mentioned a few times, but you mentioned it was going to be an exciting game, and JJ said it was going to be exciting, and boy, did that come true, especially the last minute of the game, and coming right down to the last play with the incompletion, unfortunately for the Presidents, and an exuberant North Quincy team comes out onto the field to celebrate this victory, looking like it might have been a tough victory or tough game, and then right down last minute they come down, they get the touchdown, and they will hold on defense as well for a 15-12 win.
Yeah, that was a terrific game, thoroughly enjoyable. This is going to get on as a classic in the lore of North Quincy High football, North Quincy High football, because this was both teams just slugging it out to the bitter end. A 15-12 win for North. What I'm happy to see is the sportsmanship. You see the guys going through the line there, and there's some sincerity in the handshakes. There's good sportsmanship on both sides. I think both teams recognize that they left it all out there on the field. There's certainly disappointment for the Quincy Presidents, but you know, North Quincy is going to get to march down Hancock Street with a Turkey Day trophy, which is a tradition that is something that North has not always been able to take advantage of. But this year, for the second time in 2021, they walk away as winners from Veterans Stadium. So just a great football game, John, and hats off to both sides.
All right, real quick, we encourage you to stay tuned for the trophy presentation as Chris Potter and Matt Coughlin for QATV are down on the field waiting for that to be presented. But in the meantime, we'll run down some final stats. First, for the victorious North Quincy Raiders, quarterback Cooper Hansen, 11 of 20 passing for 97 yards and a touchdown pass, and that was the go-ahead touchdown pass to Nate Caldwell with 1:22 left to go in the game. That was able to put North Quincy over the top. Nate Caldwell had 4 rushes for 7 yards and a 2-point conversion as well. Hansen had 13 yards rushing. Hunter McIsaac with 43 yards rushing and a touchdown. Matt Craig, 16 carries for 98 yards for the Raiders. Receiving side of the ball, I mentioned Nate Caldwell. He had 4 catches and 20 yards with that big touchdown. Colm Geary had 2 receptions for 54 yards for the Raiders. Hunter McIsaac, Grant Murphy, and Jackson Murphy all with 1 catch for North Quincy today as well. For the Presidents, quarterback Drew Beretti, 12 of 19 passing for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jared Walker had 18 rushes for 34 yards. Stephen Gallant, 1 for 13. Gabe Rodriguez had 10 rushes for 50 yards. Receiving side of the ball, leading the way was J.C. Ham with 5 receptions for 108 yards and a touchdown. Clayton Corley had 1 catch for 14 yards and a touchdown as well. Jared Walker had 2 catches out of the backfield. Ruben Charles had 2 catches. Gabe Rodriguez and Will Plouffe had a catch as well for the Presidents. So that sums up the stats here at Veterans Memorial Stadium as the teams are going to their respective end zones. In North Quincy, as you said, heading to the north end zone to get ready for that city trophy presentation from the superintendent. And as we'll receive it for 2 times here this year, Jim. As we mentioned the pregame show in April when these 2 teams met, North Quincy was able to get the victory, and they're going to finish it up here with a victory on Thanksgiving morning as well.
Yeah, we didn't really mention these 2 guys, but they're both out in the field. And Principal Larry Taglieri from Quincy High School, he's greeting all his kids, and he's, you know, he was an athlete at Quincy High himself, so he knows what this is like and what it's about. And he's making sure that as all his kids walk off, they know that their effort was to be appreciated. And then North Quincy High principal in his first Turkey Day game, Keith Ford, a former football player himself. He was down on the sidelines most of the game, and all over his players congratulating him. He's down now with the superintendent for the trophy presentation, and it's great to see that as well, the 2 high school principals out here. Along with the athletic directors. We mentioned them early on. 2 terrific young men that the city is very, very fortunate to have in our school department. J.J. Niamke, the athletic director for North Quincy High School, and then athletic director Kevin Mahoney for the Quincy High Presidents. They both do a terrific job, and they're down here as well. So.
Yeah, I want to give thanks to both JJ and Kevin as well. They are very helpful with QATV to making sure we get all the information, and very helpful with us. So we certainly appreciate all their help all around the school years, but especially with the fall season right now. And I know they're getting busy for the winter season, Jim. It's just around the corner.
Quincy and the Quincy Public Schools, I'm honored to present to you the 89th City Championship Trophy.
Jim, I think it's my favorite shot each year is when the superintendent hands it off, the players lift it up into the air.
Yeah.
And you can see it's just my favorite shot. For no matter what team it is, that's just a great shot. I like seeing that. And that's one of my favorite things at the end of this game.
Well, he handed it to the principal. It was like 6'6", held it up. None of the kids could reach it. So, but they've got it now. So, really something. Just a terrific event here today at Veterans Stadium. We're very fortunate. We had great weather. You had great groups of kids from both high schools coming together. I know in the recent past here, there's been some stuff in both schools with, different issues, students who have had concerns and come forward with them. But today was a day where the students came together and where, they had really quite a nice event here at Veterans Stadium. Competitive football game, combined bands, the respective cheerleading squads cheering each other on. So it's a nice event for both high schools to share in here at the beautiful Veterans Stadium.
And Jim, they're going to be getting ready to march down Hancock Street. So if you're watching live on QATV or on the stream, you can go out onto Hancock Street to cheer on the Raiders as they head down back to the high school to get ready to have some turkey for this afternoon as well. Real quick, we want to thank all of our staff and crew here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. They came out to make sure we had a great day, and we certainly did. Our director was Peter Doherty, our engineer Chris Potter, technical director Mark Crosby. On graphics was Anna El Torre, replay operator Michael Jarvie, and on camera Ryan McWade, Fred Shepard, Scott Daniels, and Matt Coughlin. So thank you to all those men and women who came out here again to make this coverage possible. So Jim, football season has wrapped up here in the city of Quincy, and as well as the fall sports, but as I mentioned just a second ago, we're going to be getting ready for our winter sports coverage, and QATV was happy to move on to next season, and we hope you stay tuned to QATV Channel 8 and our website, QATV.org, for all the coverage that we have. So final time here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, North Quincy 15 and Quincy 12. For Jim Timmons, my name is Jonathan Caleri, and from the staff and board of directors of Quincy Access TV, we hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks, everyone.